I'll give you a clue. Don't, you can't do it behind my back, so come over here. Right, I'll give you a clue. You need to pass
Clear the switch.
or two.
Keep passing me.
Literally,
Yeah.
doesn't help me. Can I just say something?
It's okay.
I never lie because I know whatever you're going to tell me, it's not that.
It is that. I've got a surprise for you.
Oh, listen.
Right, listen, let me tell you what it is. To celebrate the fact that I've now left work and I'm going to become, or I have become, like a social media, what's the word? No, a social media, okay, fine. To celebrate that and to celebrate the fact that we're coming out of lockdown, I'm taking you away.
Are you joking?
I'm going to take you away.
You taking me on holiday?
So...
Joking? Are you joking?
No, so listen, no, it's not.
Oh, I already know what's going to happen.
No.
You're going to take me away, and then actually it's going to be a trip for me or a trip for you, and then I'm going to be left at the airport.
No.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
No, listen, it's not that. Just trust me. It's somewhere you've always wanted to go. Like, this is a big deal. I put a lot of effort into this. So, somewhere you've always wanted to go. I think.
Maldives.
Obviously, lower your expectations. I'm not taking to the Maldives, am I? How much money do you think I have? Something you've always wanted to see. Okay, look, something that if you look up in the sky, like you always say when you go at night.
Are you joking?
We're not maps.
No, you're not. Nah, don't believe
Guess.
You take me to the Northern Lights.
I'll take you to see the Northern Lights.
Sorry, calm down.
So,
You take me to Iceland.
here's your tickets, but there is a slight twist.
Oh no! See, I told you.
No,
at the airport.
I'm not.
That. Get there and you can
No. That's not what's happening. The twist is we're leaving today.
I'm gonna leave today.
We're going. It's tonight. We're going tonight.
I'm gonna leave today.
Which means your mum and Paul are having Harper. It's fine. You've got today to.
Clothes. I can't leave Harper for like.
Yeah. Like it's only a few nights, so don't worry. It's not a joke. Look, there's the tickets. The tickets are in the passport. Look,
I get that.
we're leaving tonight.
I'm just concerned.
What are you doing up there? What are you doing up there?
Get my suitcase down.
I said you only need a couple of bags.
Listen, women don't trust mine, okay? Oh yeah, please. Let me do all the work we feel.
You don't need it though.
I do need it for the last time. I'm not going on holiday without a suitcase. Ready?
I said we won't be long, didn't I?
Are we going to Iceland or are we going to Iceland?
Okay, you're going to Iceland to do shopping.
You!
I said we won't be long, didn't I?
Are we going to Iceland or are we going to Iceland?
Okay, you're going to Iceland to do shopping.
And I've just said all that to you and I was on mute. Just to say, Fury can beat and equal Jamie's record, and Fury's and Jamie's live with us tonight.
No, he can't.
What a special guest commentator. We've got the one, the only, Jamie Brazy.
Is Liam still at yours?
Liam is still here. So I don't know where his mum is, but he is still here.
I'll have the top off.
You can have the top off, but I don't.
No, I don't.
Queer.
I will be with 8 PM, just on air till 8 PM. Shut up. Something to do with Phil. Would you stop leaning over like that? You keep shitting me up.
Sorry, Matt.
No.
Jamie Brazy.
Good grid tonight, look, Jamie.
Only 9 drivers.
Phil's come in, so that's 8 drivers.
Why does it only say 15?
There should be 11 drivers tonight.
Why does it only say 15?
Because there is only 15. No, because I didn't put Smithy and Angel.
Because
they've got a week's ban. I didn't want to invite them and they turned up. They've got a week's ban.
I was gonna say, was this track limited to only 15 drivers? Oh,
Someone's now watching my personal stream, yeah.
If you're watching the stream, can I get a higher?
I know he'll be watching it. It's one of 2 people.
Is Dean one of them?
Dean's one of them. Garrett's t'other.
Oh, they fucked off now.
Yeah, they've gone now.
that was Dean.
Oh, just go and sit down, Liam. Go and get yourself sat down, sunshine.
I'm giving you a hug.
Pull that chair up. You don't have to be so close to me all the time.
Sorry. I can't.
He does. He does, because he loves you.
He loves me. Is that what you just said, Jamie?
I do. You're right.
Babe, can I have that coffee and a glass of Dr. Pepper ready, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Instant replay.
I will message you.
No.
What the fuck are you doing? I get what people want.
Well, it sounds like it.
So if someone starts doing something, you fuck it.
You what?
So if someone starts doing something like a noise, you fuck it.
So much.
Told Jamie last night, Liam.
I've definitely got one. No. You what?
Told Jamie last night.
Told Jamie what?
So sorry, mate. All the applicants are filled in. You're in the Mercedes for the F1 league.
Ah, right, yep. That's fine. He's also stuck in the Mercedes for next season.
You need to start doing shit yourself, Matt.
Aiden's on holiday.
What?
I completely forgot it was Wednesday. I'm on holiday, mate.
So that's another one that's not here.
So we should have 10 drivers tonight.
Oh dear me, that is that not including you and Jamie, or is that?
No, we should have 10 racers.
And you've
So
got
we should
10 there,
have 3 more joining, so Phil.
You're missing one.
Phil, Stealth and Don.
You're missing because there's 9.
Take me and Jamie off.
They don't count you and
That
Jamie.
does count me and Jamie.
Oh, does it?
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh. Then you've only got 7, so you're missing 3.
Stealth, Aiden and Don. Stealth, DJ and Don.
Doing secret admin work in private DMs, that's terrible.
It's not secret admin work in private DMs. It's Loopy. Look, I think that's Sutty's nephew. Good old Daniel Francis in the chat. Nick van der Wacht. PC, PS4 Nick. Loopy Lug. Sutty races Thursday.
That's going to be 5.
4 people watching the stream, 7 drivers. And it's 8 o'clock, so let's go.
I'll be quiet.
Seven drivers.
7.
Yeah.
No, it's too late now for everybody who's turned up. Oh, and Xmot's, so we're into Xmot's not here tonight.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Don't forget to
Yeah, I know.
ask him at the birthday.
I did ask, but he never got back to me. Motive are on it. That's what DJ Phil's doing at the minute.
So DJ Phil won't be racing.
Qualifying starts. Oh no, commentator is Andrew Clegg. Phil's not doing it. And we're going to go live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport. Bit of a strange one at the moment. Only 7 drivers here on the grid. A few drivers are away tonight, not able to make it with us. 2 drivers have a week's ban, which is Smithy and NJ, both not here for tonight's race. And we, before we kick off the night, we have to say a few things in regards of Xmart, who's sadly not with us tonight. He's not able to race tonight and has been told to not race Monza next week. Regretfully, he's pulled out of tonight's race. It is his daughter's birthday, so we want to first of all wish Jessica Story a happy birthday. So a happy birthday to you, Jessica. But we also want to wish you the best of recoveries in getting well as soon as you can. And obviously everybody here at SimPlay Motorsport, the family here at SimPlay Motorsport, want to wish the best to the Xmart and the Story family through what is obviously a very difficult time at this moment. But we wish Jessica Story a happy birthday, and hope the family and Jessica herself gets back on her feet and is back to normality as soon as possible for them here at SimPlay Motorsport. We all just want to wish everybody as best wishes over in the Story family. And now that one is out the way, we crack on with tonight's action. Fury has just left the session, so hopefully that's just a simple wheel problem. He'll be back with us in just a moment. We've got DJ Phil coming in at 8. We still don't know where Ariel and where Dom Productions and Stealth Sloth are. Hopefully them two can get themselves in before the practice session and qualifying session's over, because 7 drivers on the grid is not what we're wanting to see. If obviously, like I say, Alfie and Aiden on holiday, NJ and Smithy not able to be with us tonight. Week span, Xmart, as we've just spoke about, is unable to attend tonight, and Phil just running a bit late as is Stealth Sloth and Dom Productions. I'm Matthew Duffin though in the commentary box as always on a Wednesday night, and I'm normally joined by the clueless Bozzy boy, but tonight I'm joined by his teammate Jamie Brazier. Evening, Jamie.
Good evening.
Are we well?
I'm well, how are you?
Very good, thank you very much. Dubai night race, last night race of the season, 2 weeks left. Title done in the Pro-Am, but plenty of places still up for grabs, and promotion as well still up for grabs. What are we looking for tonight?
Well, so as I said already, there's not many people here tonight, so hopefully everyone just have some good clean racing, and hopefully there's no accidents or nothing that will take any of the cars out, because we've got not many theories now just joined back, so we've got 7 again. But yeah, hopefully some more people join us later on.
Hopefully so. DJ Phil apparently coming at 8 o'clock, but nothing from him at the moment. He is on air, he's a radio DJ, so on air doing his radio show at the moment. He says that finishes at 8, so we should be there for the practice. Stealth Sloth as well running a little bit late, so we may only get 9 drivers on this grid tonight, in which means some people could be on some good points, and one of them people who could be on some good points is Dean Wisocki, who's not had the best of seasons, has he, and lost 25 points last week after his another retirement meant that he will not complete 80% of the season. The second driver in the Pro-Am to get to that feat, leaving Dean in a lonely third from bottom in the table, but with no Alfie and Aiden, he's able to push it. Well, with no Stove, Slough and Smithy as well at the moment, he's able to push his way on, and with only 7 drivers at the minute, Jamie, he's able to score some good points.
Yeah, so I think we'll probably be the only one happy that there's less drivers, because it means he could get a podium or even a win should things go his way.
Indeed, it could be. Fury, Nicky, BT, Argent, KLF, Dean and Daniel Francis are all the guys on track, and we've said it for the last 2 weeks. We'll say it again. No milestones tonight, but Fury can equal your personal record, Jamie Brazier, of 12 wins in a season, and can break that record tonight of 13 for wins in a season. Can he do it here? 7 guys on the grid, but he's still got BT Target to fight with, and we saw how good BT was last week, so can he do it?
Well, if Fury can hear me, Fury, you don't need the wins anymore. Let someone else have some wins. I'd like a record here at SimPlay.
A fair few lap records you have to yourself, but obviously the wins in a season is a record I'm sure that you're chuffed to bits to have.
Yeah.
At the moment, we are looking at. I mean, yourself could actually. No, you'll be one short. Even if you won all 4 races, you'll only finish on 11 race wins. You'll be one short of your own record if you win every race in the Pro for the rest of the season. But you're nearing the milestone of wins. You're 4 wins away. You win every race from now to the end of the season. You take the first milestone of 25 race wins. So a milestone in your own achievement to have that many wins under the belt so far.
Yeah, so that's considering back to we just lost Fury again. So hopefully that's not something serious. Yeah, thinking back to season 1 and thinking after a previous league, I'd never think I'd have the most race wins out of anyone in SimPlay.
Yeah, and I get exactly what you mean. Obviously, we have this week tonight and tomorrow night, with next week left GTs as well. Only have 2 races to go in that one, where Jamie will be with me in the commentary box on Friday night for Watkins Glen and then Suzuka as we know it. And what we will have as well is a few events coming up in the off season, especially on the 24th of August. Join us for that one. It'll be a Tuesday night. I know we don't normally stream on a Tuesday night, but it'll be a Tuesday night in which we'll be doing things a little bit different around here for that one. That'll be to mark the year anniversary of SimPlay Motorsport. And what a year it's been, what a journey we've been on. 2-time champion in Gary, 3 different Pro-Am champions. Jamie, you're one, or was one yourself, the very first one. Could we crown a new Pro champion before the season is done? It's what a year it's been of racing. As we see Argent then out on the track at the moment. He's leading this one at the minute, 2.2 seconds clear of BT Targa. And it's Nicky and KLF. Dean and Daniel Francis yet to do a lap. No Fury back in the session as of yet. Good evening to Peaceful Stepdad, Disco Fury, Fury's granddad, Daniel Francis, Loopy Logger, Nick Van der Wacht in the chat as well. Evening to have so many new faces. 13 people watching the stream. But guys, let's hit the thumbs up. Let's get this video to as many likes. Let's get this video to more. In fact, it's already at more likes than it is drivers. But let's get it to as many likes as we possibly can before qualifying 1 starts this evening. And Jamie, we're at the business end of the season now. Oh, it's Kieran there. A huge snap and a bit of a slide, and just showing off the fancy Hot Wheels sponsor on the side of that car as he goes on his way. We're at the business end of the year now, Jamie. Pro-Am wrapped up. Pro still to be decided. You're still in the hunt for that one. Still pushing?
Always got to be pushing. Just got to try and get as many points as possible and just not think about anyone else. That's exactly what, say, Nicky and BT need to do. They just need to think what they need to do, not what anyone else needs to do. Just get some good points, get some good results, and then we could see them in Pro next season. Indeed we could. Let me run you through the current Drivers' Championship then. Fury is your Pro-Am champion as he just gets himself back into the session. He has won the title already with 4 races still to go. Then it's KLF 900 in second place, and he was looking over his shoulder at X-Mart, but I think now he's got to worry about BT Targa as the tables hadn't been posted from this week. Apologies on that one, getting them out so late. They are going up as we speak. So KLF 900 it does sit in second place with X-Mart third. BT Targa then is in P4.
in this one at the moment, with Nicky in 5th, Argent P6, NJ 7th, Dom Productions in 8th, Daniel Francis is 9th, DJ Phil Green is in 10th place, Smithy 11th, Stealth Sloth 12th, Dean Wasocki 13th, Alfie 14th, and Aidan Bennett in 15th place. And then we've got Forever Forward Racing, who aren't yet back-to-back Pro-Am Constructors champions here. They're still in the hunt of losing out to Team Prolapse and Team Prolasi, who have done really well. They're only 6 points behind Team Prolapse, Jamie. What a job BT and Xmart have done in that Constructors title, as that bit of lag would suggest that DJ Phil is now with us. So 8 drivers on the grid. As we speak about DJ Phil, Team Cool Runnings are 48 points ahead of Ready Set Go in the Constructors title. Can Ready Set Go catch up to them in tonight's championship race? Piston broke then of the sole driver of Daniel Francis since losing Cam, is doing a cracking job ahead of MC Motorsport, Lone Wolf Motorsport and AA 3D Printing then, and this is now getting to a stage where Constructors title is the main thing to look at. Jamie, your money's got to be firm favourites on Forever Forward to win it for a second season in a row.
Yeah, so that's who you put your money on. So we saw last season Monkey Boy won the Pro-Am title quite before the end of the season, and he then started to back off and just help Kieran that bit more. So maybe we'll see Fury starting to back off and just try and back, say, the likes of KLF and BT into Kieran to get more points for the team.
Indeed he will. What can we see from him tonight in terms of getting these points for the Constructors? Can Kelly take the fight? He is quicker than Argent at the minute by a tenth of a second. Can he take the fight, him and Nicky, to Fury and Argent? What will be the situation there? Is the Ready Set Go pair are in, but nothing out the garage for them to, with 9 minutes left of practice at this moment in time. And Jamie, just talk us through Dubai. It's a tricky track, and these temperatures mean that the tyres are going to have to be well looked after here tonight.
Yeah, it's a very very technical track. So there's a lot of straights, perfect for the Mercedes, but yeah, with the temperatures and all that, the tyres don't really get much for a break round here. And after a couple of laps, they're red hot. So yeah, tonight it's just going to be not going to be who's quickest. It's just going to be who can keep their tyres.
Who can keep their tyres. And you'd arguably say that the McLaren is possibly a car that can look after its tyres a bit better than the Porsche and the Mercedes, with not being able to push as much, because with that little lack of pace the McLaren has, you'd have to say that the McLaren looks a good car around here. As I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation. Oh, it's Veilside, sorry, in the chat. He's put in brackets. Good luck, guys. Have a great race. Veilside in the brackets. Could we see Veilside in Season 4, currently leading the GTE title? That'd be a turn up for the books if we saw him in GT3s to battle Gary and Unorthodox. That would be an interesting season. And yourself, Jim. That'd be brilliant to see him back. And potentially the return of an old favourite, Mazda, back on the PlayStation software. Will he return for Season 4? We'll have to keep our eyes out for that one as well. As finally, we see one of the Ready Set Go cars out on circuit, and it is the Wakisaki himself, Dean Wasocki.
Yeah, so he's not really done a lot for. He's done absolutely nothing for half of this section, so he's wasted half of it, or he could just been out on the track getting some laps in. But say he might have been tweaking a setup or not, but either way, he's lost valuable track time.
He has lost valuable track time, and this is something where he himself will want to make sure he can make the best now, with only a few minutes left of this practice session before we get ourselves into the qualifying. Lots of work for Dean and DJ Phil to do. DJ Phil doesn't look like he's coming out the pits either at the moment then. So what can these guys do tonight? Jamie, who's your tip for pole and who's your tip for the race win?
My tip for pole would probably be BT, and then I'm going to say my tip for the race win is going to be Kelly, because I reckon that Porsche is going to keep its control of its tyres a lot better than the Mercedes. The Mercedes will just absolutely ruin its tyres early on the port, and whereas Nicky and KLF will just be able to control it a bit better. Say Dean and DJ Phil will as well be able to keep their tyres a little bit longer, but they're just not going to have the outright pace tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes on what happens with this one. As Dean, then, you said about wasting half the session, has chucked himself back into the pits then and has decided to not get that one done get a time done this time around, clearly feeling that he can get his session done. He feels comfortable with his setup and feels like he can get it done in the race itself. What's a Porsche doing at the top? Has the Germans put a towel on it? Again, Matt, what's the pit window? 5. Yep, pit window is lap 5. Porsche at the top of the leaderboard. Porsche, and this, Jamie, obviously, if for the guys who watch regular on a Wednesday evening, we're not used to seeing the Porsche at the top in terms of Kelly, and not just Kelly himself. No Porsche at the top. We are used to seeing the Mercedes dominate with a 1-5 in practice, and then it seems to struggle in qualifying. But at the minute, we're seeing that Porsche lead the current standings, and this is where it is looking a bit interesting at the moment, Jamie Brazier.
Yeah, so it's looking a bit like looked a bit like F1 in recent years, just seeing Mercedes at the top, but then say KLF, he isn't the strongest of qualifiers. He's just all about that race pace and just getting up there in the race and being really consistent. But say if we've been able to put that lap time in straight away, should give him a lot of confidence.
It should give him a lot of confidence indeed. What can he do in this one tonight? That 10th that he's quick. And I'll tell you what, Argent and Dan Francis as well will be absolutely loving the fact that they're ahead of both BT Targa and Fiore at the minute.
Yeah, so with BT Targa and Fiore, we don't really speak to them that much. We don't really know how much time they're putting. Whereas we know Argent and Daniel Francis are putting quite a bit of practice this time. And as we've said all week, this is a track where you're gonna have to put the practice in, because there's so many unknown elements of the tyres, and say it's not a track that we're used to. So with our Argent and Daniel Francis putting the time in, that could work out very well for them.
I tell you who else it could work out well is for Dean, who's put some significant laps in over the weekend especially. Did something like 60 laps, he told me, on the Saturday night with Mazda in the same session. So I mean, if he's got that kind of lap knowledge under his belt and can put the laps together in terms of the race pace, well then, Dean all season is sort of letting himself down in the races. Is this a chance now where he can shine in the race and prove to people, look, I'm here and I'm here for good. He had a terrible week last week in which he come under a bit of scrutiny. Is this now a week where Dean's got a redemption, if you will?
Yeah, say Dean with Mazda, we know how quick Mazda's been from seasons 1 and 2, and even this season, even though we've seen little of him, hopefully Mazda's given him a few tips on how he can improve in his racing. And as BT now goes quicker by 1.3 seconds.
Wow.
So he's pulled that out of the bag. But there could well be more time, because he's nearly in the 157s.
Yeah, that's a good late.
Fiore
just dips into the 157s, as you say about it. So the top two then really steaming in at the end here, knocking Argent and Dan down to 4th and 5th, and Kelly down to 3rd himself. Phil and Dean then still not got themselves a respectable lap time in. I don't think Nicky's time is respectable as well. Dean is on a lap though, Jamie, and I've seen a bit of Dean's pace in the recent couple of days. That could mix it up there between Dan, Argent and Kelly, I reckon. Yeah,
so he's just got he may well have the 1 lap pace, but he just needs to make sure he's got it over 15 laps, because if you don't have it over 2 laps, then you're really going to struggle. Ooh, Nick had a bit of a twitch there.
Yeah, he did have a bit of a twitch as he crossed his line and does do himself a lap similar to the pace of Daniel Francis and Argent within that sort of second area, or just 1.2 off the back of Argent as we speak. As we say, Self-Soft Driver of the Day, says Aina Bennett. Self-Soft's not even here yet. 16 people watching, 12 likes. Guys, let's hit the thumbs up on this video and see what we can do from here. As Jamie, why don't you just talk us through a lap on board Dean Wysocki?
Yep. So Dean now coming up to this very weird right-hander. Oh, he's just lost it there. So we'll go on board. We'll go on board with the pace setter Fury. Comes round the long. Yeah, he's now coming towards the end of his lap. So he comes into the penultimate corner. Just don't run it wide there. There he goes. Lost his lap time now.
Just one thing we should mention as well tonight, Jamie, sorry, just before you get into Fury's lap, is that the track limits for the Pro-Am tonight have been turned on as he actually backs out of that one, so struggling to get a lap with somebody. Track limits have been turned on after the farce of Le Mans. Track limits are on for Pro-Am drivers tonight.
Yeah, so that just gives them that little less margin for error.
Indeed it does, so we'll have to make sure we keep our wits about us. Obviously the track limits, we may see some track penalties and have to see what is going off, but so far so good. If you're Fury and BT Targa, a comfortable gap over the rest. Evening to Welshie, gutted to not be racing after a strong showing last week, but holidays, so can't complain. Anyway, nice, Aidan, let us know where you are in the chat. Beamer on top tomorrow, says Disco, so that's an interesting one. We're going to have to see tomorrow night if the Beamer can perform strong. It had a good week at Le Mans last week, didn't it, Jamie?
I was going to say, I don't think it turned up to Le Mans. It was racing
not
at
Le Mans,
Laguna.
Laguna, yeah. If it turned up to Le Mans, it was at the wrong circuit. No, Laguna Seca, yeah.
Yeah, so I had a good. Oh, there's someone parked up to the side there. Yep, that is Daniel Francis. I think he's just doing some practice starts. But yeah, the BMW showed a bit of pace last week at Laguna. Perhaps Disco's just been fine tuning it and just finally found the sweet spot with it. As
what can Disco do? Evening to Dean Wysocki. Tried to correct the car so I didn't spin and I went wide and took my half a second, says Fury in the chat then. So 8 drivers as practice is complete. We will now head into the qualifying session of this race. And what can these drivers do in this qualifying session?
It'll be interesting to see, because say with the tyres they last about, even the hard tyres, they last about 2 laps. I don't think anyone's really going to brave it on the softs, because say they'll do a lap and they'll be chewed up. So it'll be interesting just to see what lap times people do and how much they push the tyres.
Indeed it is. It's going to be interesting. Now the one thing I've been sort of saying to drivers all week is this race is going to be won where sorry, Ensign Ewart, who raced the GT World Cup with us on GT Sports in the off-season last year. Evening all, have a great race. Hope Jamie's internet holds out for the comms. Brilliant, because so do I, to be honest with you. What I've been saying to drivers in the week is you can have a bad qualifying. I mean, top 8, it's not going to be that bad. But when you've had that bad qualifying, the race, if you look after your tyres in the race, you could get a good result then. So here we go. Qualifying for this one. What are these boys going to be able to do? Let me give you a few qualifying stats. Kelly loves them. Liam loves them. Let me give you a few qualifying stats. Argent averages P5 in Q1. Only 8 drivers tonight, so I highly tip him for a 5th place or better. Fury, never been off the front row, and looking at the grid, no X mark. Can Kelly, Argent, Daniel Francis, Nicky, Dean or DJ Phil ruin that party? Can Fury then keep himself of 11 front row starts in the first race? Race 2 obviously reverse grid, he normally starts towards the back, so can he keep that record up of always starting on the front row of the grid for race 1? this season. In terms of other people here, KLF averages a qualifying of 6th place. Nicky averages 7th. Daniel Francis averages a good 5th place. He has 3 pole positions to his name. Argent has 1. Fury has 6. KLF has 1. Nicky has 2 pole positions. Dean Wysocki, he averages P8. Well, he's going to get his average tonight, at least his average, because there's only 8 drivers. DJ Phil averages 11th. He'll improve on his average tonight. And BT Targa, 4 poles and averages 3rd place in the qualifying sessions so far, in Q1 so far. So for BT Targa tonight, it's all about getting that average into the top 2. But for Fury, this has been his Q1 performance this year. First, second, first, second, 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 first, second, first, second. So I mean that's not bad form in a title-winning season, is it? 11 wins, 6 poles, never been off the front row for the first race.
I was going to say that's quite remarkable. Just not being off the front row at all. I don't think anyone else has done that in a season.
Indeed it is. Peaceful Stepdad, evening to you. Hi Dean, Fury, it's Sod's Law, mate. For DJ Phil, evening to you in the chat. He was just doing the car setup in that practice session. You are won the GT Sport event. You did win the GT World Cup, so congratulations on that one. Daniel Francis, you know I love them too. Not sure what in regards to that one that is, but DJ Phil then, Argent on a 2-minute a lap, still sat in the pits. So that's not the place to be, Jamie, when you're trying to get out there. And I mean, look at DJ Phil crossing the line now with 7 minutes 30 on the timing screen. So he's not really in the position of being able to turn up and do anything yet.
I believe Argent's now on his way out the pits. Yeah, he is. He was probably looking for a nice gap. There was a nice gap just in front of DJ Phil, but DJ Phil's now run wide, so that lap will be gone instantly due to track limits. He's got a teammate behind him, Dean Wysocki.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. What Kieran can do. He might just back out of it to get a decent bit of space on the grid. Oh, he's gone back in the pits. Wow. Well, so for Argent here, this isn't the start to his qualifying. Oh, Daniel Francis, you know I love them too in terms of the stats. Who doesn't love the stats is what I say.
There's now Kieran's or Argent's now coming out in the gap. There's a car just on his own. I think that might be no, it's not Fury, is it? Well, whoever.
Well, it's not Dean and Phil because they're behind each other, and then behind them is one of the Prolapse Porsches. Look at Dean here. He wasn't that close to his teammate at the start of this lap, so I've got the feeling Dean is on a bit of a flyer this lap. Now, Argent only has 6 minutes to get a lap in, and it's a 2-minute and out lap, so he really needs to get a wiggle on this out lap as Dean trying to race his teammate here in the qualifying session.
This isn't what DJ Phil kind of needs to get out of the way. DJ Phil's lap was ruined at turn 1, so there he goes, he gets out of the way.
Yeah, sensible thing to do because Dean has been gaining and gaining and gaining on him all lap, and I tell you what, from what we've seen of Dean in this quali lap, it's not looked the worst laps. Nice and smooth through the corners, just patiently taking his time, and so far so good for Dean. He's going to come up to the final corner. He is going to be the first man to do a flying lap here, which will put Dean for a little bit P1. Question is, what is the time he's going to do? Not using the curb, 2:01.5, so not a bad banker lap. DJ Phil 2:08.3, and then Kelly comes in with a 2:07, 8/10 quicker than Dean. So Fury then, it's Nicky who is next to set a lap time. So I reckon that then is BT Targa maybe, or Daniel Francis then on their own. So it will be Fury. Nicky to cross the laps, the time screen, doesn't go ahead of Dean. Who's next? It's BT Targa, so it was Daniel Francis and all on his own. Argent still on his out lap, can we just say, with under 5 minutes remaining. BT goes pole. Wow.
And then Fury goes and beats that with 157.
On their first flying laps. What a job from these two.
Yeah, so we've said all week that the pace in Prime is going to be a 158, 159, but yeah, didn't see the Pro-Am getting into the 157, so that's a very good lap there from Fury and a very good lap there from BT Targa, considering that's his first flying lap.
Yeah, 2 cracking laps from them two. DJ Phil back in the pits. That's, again, not where you want to be. Now, Daniel Francis, where is he on track? Not yet set a lap time. He has just set a lap time, and he's back into the pit lane then. So only P6 for Daniel Francis. So a few interesting things going off here then, Jamie, at the moment. His Argent's now on a flyer, but he's so far back on the other drivers that people are still being able to go. Where's Dean Wysocki on the track? I imagine he's coming to the end of his next lap.
Yeah,
he is. Look, so let's we'll keep an eye on Dean. Can Dean improve on his first flying lap so far? For those who are wondering where Bozzy is tonight, he's currently sat next to me. He's in the same room. His mum was meant to be here to pick him up to be able to get him home in time for commentary. Due to things that's happening tomorrow, Bozzy's currently having to race in my house. So he's currently here, sat watching the stream, as Dean doesn't improve that lap. What can DJ Phil, who's been in the pits, do? So to be Kelly to cross the line next. Any improvements from KLF? No. No improvement there. What about BT Targa? 4/10 of a second off the back. Oh, it's not BT Targa, apologies. It's Nicky then about to cross the line. Can Nicky get any more pace out of this one? 8/10. Yeah. Pulls him a bit closer to Dean Wysocki. Come on, Fury, let's have it, says Fury's granddad. So it's going to be interesting to see this one is at this moment in time.
Fury's just gone quicker. 1:57.6.
Yeah,
he's
3/10 he's just pulled out there.
Yeah, 7/10 quicker than BT Targa. That's a brilliant lap.
Got a feeling, mate, your record could be off here tonight. Daniel Francis tried the soft tyre. Oh dear, let's just say that one. Argent, 2:32. He could get 2 more runs at this. He's definitely going to get 1 more run as he crosses the line now. Where does this lap put him?
He went off just before. He ran just the tiniest bit wide, just coming on the run towards the final corner. So that invalidated that lap there and this lap now. So he's got to nail this lap.
He's got to nail this lap, Jamie, to get over the line just before it runs out to get 1 lap in. BT Targa and Nicky, they are done for qualifying. They are out of the session as it stands. So Nicky, Dean at the minute, looking solidly on for a top 4 is Dean Wysocki. Can he edge himself to a top 3? Can Daniel Francis or Argent interrupt that one? Fury's mum, evening all. Good luck, everyone. Come on, Fury. If Fury's mum and Tony have come to watch the Fury take the record of Jamie Brazier, well, we've got Jamie in the comms, them two are on the chat, Fury's on the track doing the business, and Dean here, can he improve? That is Kelly behind him. Can Kelly improve to keep that P3? Can Dean improve 8 attempts to take that P3 away from him? Nice and smooth out the final corner, runs over the little hump at the line. Do improvement from Dean. What about Kelly? Does improve. Good improvement from Kelly as well. Yeah. Only 6/10 off the back of BT Targa, who has come out the pits. I don't think BT and Nicky are going to get a lap in. But Kelly there then, could he find some more time to get ahead of BT Targa and get himself on that front row of the grid? Great lap from Kelly there. Argent then, where is Argy Bargy? Fury the next man to cross the line, so we'll stay with him. But Argy Bargy still not yet done a lap time.
I believe that's him just coming into the fight, just behind Fury. So it's going to be close, but the problem is if he's pushed on this lap, he will have destroyed them tyres. So I was going to say he may not be far up the grid at all. Fury's made a mistake this lap, so he's got 1 more lap. But he'd say again he might have destroyed his tyres.
Evening to Monkey Boy, Sooty Apex. Where is everybody? NJ Smithy Band, No Don, Aiden and Alfie on holiday, and Xmart family circumstances. As Argent, like you said, still hasn't got a lap time in. He's got to do it now. BT Targa back in the pit. Daniel Francis, is he going to be able to improve on his lap? He's not the next one to complete a time. It will be DJ Phil. So can Phil get anywhere close to the back? Oh no, yeah, it will be DJ Phil, sorry. Coming into the final corner now. Guys, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe if you all know. 18 people watching, 13 likes. Let's hit that thumbs up button as Phil crosses the line. Stays P7, does improve slightly. Daniel Francis has had a huge moment then, will not improve, and that'll be Daniel. He does improve, goes P4. Dean's backed out to the pits, so Daniel Francis has improved then. It will be KLF to go next time, so Dean obviously didn't improve that time, so Dean will only get 5th place on the grid. Can Kelly find them 6/10 to put him up ahead of Xmart in this one so far? Ahead of BT Targa, sorry. What is his time going to be? No improvement. No improvement there then for him. Nicky in the pit, so we are just waiting on Argent and Fury. So Fury then is pole position. BT Targa is second place in this one. Fury's 7th pole of the season. KLF then will be on in 3rd. Daniel Francis will be 4th. And that doesn't change his stats, but Dean Wysocki as well, he stays an average qualifying of 8th, even though he gets a 5th place. Now, we've inputted him as 5th. This man has got to do something here, Jamie, because he hasn't got a time on the board yet.
So hopefully during his lap he hasn't run off the track at all, because if not he'll be starting plumb dead last. Not that I was going to say not that it'd be far way back, but it still won't be great for Argent. But yeah, say Daniel Francis getting with it just ahead of Dean. Just imagine what his lap time would be
if he didn't have that wiggle. Yeah, no, exactly. Now Argent only goes 6th place, so not the qualifying for Argy Bargy. Average 5th place, gets a 6th then. So Nicky demoted down into 7th place, and DJ Phil will start P8, but that'll up his average qualifying to 10th place. And so Fury the man to watch with BT. But what can Dean do tonight? Can he upset the Bucks? Get your predictions in for who you think's going to win this first race of the night. Round 21 and 22 here tonight, as we await the drivers to ready up. Yep, says Dean. Peaceful stepdad. Come on, Fury. Good evening, Fury's mum and Monkey Boy. Evening, peaceful stepdad. Can't believe softs were 5 to 6 seconds slower. Thought I'd mess them up in practice, but obviously not, says Daniel Francis then. Still 18 people watching, 13 likes on the stream. Bozzy, seeing as you're next to me, who's going to win this race?
I'm going to have to say Fury, like they usually do.
Hard to look past Fury. Jamie, yourself?
I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going KLF because I think he'll hang on to the tyres more.
Kelly said to me just before we came on here in a party, Matt, I'll speak to you on the podium. Confident tonight is Kelly. That's the confidence you need at this moment. And we are just waiting for the drivers to ready up. Shouts of a podium. I think Dean's got a good chance tonight to get on there.
Yeah, so if he keeps it consistent, looks after his tyres, he's got a very good chance of making the podium. But he's just got to do all the right things and not get involved in any instance or anything like that, because then frustration will just set in and he'll make it worse for himself.
Yeah, I completely agree with them. We are just waiting for these drivers to ready up, and then we'll be on our way. Can Fury equal your record tonight, Jamie? That's the big question.
No.
The lights are on then. There's a few flashes from the audience. It's from the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. Fury does not got away well, and Kelly already looking left and right to get past Fury. BT Target gets a good start. Not the best of starts from Dean. Daniel Francis as well got away great. And now Fury's looking to the inside of BT Target as he tries to switch across. BT then round the outside of Fury into Tier 1. He already had that move done. Kelly's now third. Daniel Francis stays fourth. Fury though back up the inside of BT Target. That's that job done. Phil's already had a moment. So is Argent. They're off in the background then. They're well behind. And Dean under some pressure from Nicky. Can he stick to the back of these Mercedes-Benz and KLF then, as he is Fury back into the lead ahead of BT Targa. KLF closely followed. Oh, he's lost the rear. He's lost it, and the worst thing about that is that he's really going to hurt his tyres in this race, and he's got a lot of work to do. Kelly and BT, they've had a bump, and that's Kelly off, and I think BT may have gone off as well. And look who that's promoted to second place. Dean Wysocki, there goes Daniel Francis ahead of BT Targa. Where is Dean? Dean then trying to get past BT Targa as well. Bit of rubbing from them two. That's Nicky who's got up to second. Dean now up into third at the moment. But that Mercedes has the grunt in a straight line. Dean though will have the inside line for the corner and should get that one done. But look, yeah, no, he has got it done. Look, stops it on the apex. No, he hasn't got it done. BT comes back at him. Dean looked like he backed out to that one.
Yeah, as well. I think BT just got the drive off the corner and had a bit more confidence in the car, but yeah.
Oh, no, Dean! Late on the brakes from Dean Wysocki there. A bit of a bump up the rear on BT Targa, and round he goes. Dean's lost the front end of the car. Doesn't manage to spin it, managed to keep it going, so luckily enough, that's not going to hurt his tyres too much. But Daniel Francis here has a half a second lead. Now, what happened to Argent at the start? He's already 18 seconds off the back of Daniel Francis. And that looks I mean, the Merc doesn't look too bad, but Argent looks like he's driving that wounded.
Yeah, that looks like it's got some suspension damage or something. Something like that. I think Fury's made another mistake because he's dropped behind Dean.
Yeah, he has. He must have made another mistake. Daniel struggling through the corner as well. Kelly now has BT back on the rear of him. But Nick, two men we didn't mention for a podium was Nicky and this man. And Daniel Francis is just, and he'll admit it himself, doing what Kelly does. That's keeping it on the tarmac and keeping it pointing in the right direction. And he's doing just that. It's got him a couple of podiums as of late, and he looks like he's so far on for his first race win here at SimPlay, but it's only that 2 of 15. Still a long way to go, but Fury keeps making mistakes. BT and Kelly have had a touch. Daniel looks like he's got the measure over Nicky, though.
Yeah, it looks like Nicky's just letting go of the power through there, just so he don't burn the tyres up, because this in the next lap is going to be the telltale signs of tyre trouble, because that's when the tyres start to go off. So I think someone has made a mistake, though.
Yeah, that's
It's
Fury. Fury again has made another mistake. Fury's now dropped behind DJ Phil. His teammate is still going 27 seconds off the lead, so I'm not sure what's happened with Kieran, but Fury then has made 2 more mistakes in this race and he's now down to P7. Dean, can he get back on the back of BT and KLF who'll be battling? Good points at the minute for Team ProLab, 2nd and 3rd, but Daniel Francis so far extending his gap to a 2nd and a half and doing exactly what he needs to do.
Fury now going to look up the inside of DJ Phil. I don't think DJ Phil's going to fight that too hard.
The worst thing here, Jamie, sorry to cut you off there, was if Fury has had some big spins, that's going to have burnt his tyres out.
Oh, that will well and truly have burnt his tyres out. He just needs to let the car cool. I mean, that car. Yeah, he's lost it again.
He's lost it again. And that, to me, Jamie, would say that his tyres are just a bit burnt out. Fury, then, by the end of this race, could have to pit for a change of tyres if his tyres are that badly burnt. Argent, 36 seconds off the leader already. What happened at the start, I'm not sure, but poor start for Argent. And for Daniel Francis here, his gap is now 2 seconds and is increasing ever more. Kelly's pulled away from BT Targa as well.
Yeah, BT Tiger would have just probably got slow down then because he just ran it a little wide off the curb.
I tell you what,
Fury.
Dean looks like he's gaining on the back. Fury's in the pits here, so that's the end of lap 2.
He's got, he'll have, I know, just be changed some tyres, but will that mean he'll have to pit again?
Nah, rule change for Pro, didn't it, in a test of... well, actually, saying that, you have to provide your damage report. The pit stop has to be long enough. So if provided the pit stop meets the admin's minimum time, he's fine to not pit again. And that is definitely, for me, even though they're not doing it, that is definitely a tyre change for Fury.
Yeah, that's 100% a tyre change. He just burnt his tyres up too quickly. He just needs to be cautious with the car. I know the Mercedes.
Fury in the chat for some reason put the wrong tyres on in the pre-race fuel change in the setups. So it's put the wrong tyres on him, so maybe he's had the softs on and it's burnt them out on lap 1. Daniel Francis, though, has a handsome lead at the minute as Argy Bargy finds himself ahead of his teammate, even though they're both now within a minute behind the leader. Argent just 49 seconds, Fury then just over 50 seconds behind Daniel Francis. Daniel Francis, this is his race to lose.
Yeah, he's just got to be consistent. He knows Nicky doesn't look at the minute like he's got the pace. He was near enough 2 seconds a lap slower that lap. The only person really, well, there's no one on his pace at the minute, but say Daniel doesn't want to push too hard because as we've seen with some of the other.
He doesn't want to push too hard, Jamie. He hasn't got to push too hard.
Yeah, so you don't want to burn his tyres up because say all this hard work could just go to nothing at the end if he just ruins his tyres.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Nicky now coming under some pressure from his teammate Kelly, who matched Daniel's time the last time around. Does he match it again this time? Yes. A couple of attempts slower than Daniel Francis, but again, enough to keep himself ahead of BT Target. Dean, bar that last lap, was matching the pace of BT Target, so doing a good job is Dean Wasocki at the moment. Argent, I think, has got something wrong with the car because that pace... he's now a minute 7 behind. Fury has dropped Argent in the space of a lap. So Argent's got a serious problem with that car. Pit window is lap 5. 80 people watching, 15 likes on the stream. Guys, let's get this video to 20 likes before the end of the night. 20 likes for Daniel Francis's first win. I know it's like 4 or 15, but the lead he has at the minute is so commanding that Daniel Francis is the kind of driver. Put me on the wet rear tyres. Can't pit, says Kieran. Put me on wet rear tyres. Can't pit, says Kieran Argent. Not sure why, but it's put Kieran on the rears, and that was Kelly very wide in the background.
Yeah, he hit the wall as well, so
Oh.
probably have some damage. So he's coming under fire from BT Targa. Let's see, for Kieran, that's so unfortunate. I think the aliens from Laguna Seca have followed us.
Yeah, I think someone's not a Forever Forward fan, that is for sure, because they are not making it easy for them. But what it is doing is it's helping Dean and BT and KLF and Nicky and Daniel Francis out a treat here. BT Targa knows he's on that, knocking on that promotion door. Can he get himself ahead of one of his rivals in that one? Daniel Francis, not really a lot to play for in this championship this season. I mean, can he go ahead of Don and NJ and maybe get himself on the back of Argent? And he's going about it the right way so far.
Well, I thought BT had lost it then. Oh, Daniel Francis just coming up to Argent, so Argent wants to just stay out the way here.
Now, Argent says he can't pit. But I argue that if he's on wet tyres and is a minute slower a lap, I argue just pit. The damage is already done. You can pit before the pit window in Pro-Am, provided there's sufficient evidence as to why you've pitted. If you're on wet tyres, I'd argue that's sufficient evidence.
Yeah, however, he might have it up that says that his pit box is occupied.
That's a strange one if it does, because Fury is not in the pits at all. So then, what can Argent do here? He's now going to be getting in the way of Nicky BT Targa, KLF and Dean Wasaki. There is Argent trundling along. Was 1 minute 2 seconds slower than Daniel Francis on the last lap alone. Argent's race, let's put it this way, he may as well get to lap 10 to score himself 8th place points. But on lap 5 he's already a lap down, Jamie, so that's not looking good already.
No, that's not. The main thing he needs to do is try and get to the end and just stay out of the way as much as possible.
So the two Team Pro Laps cars are second and third. BT Targa's dropped off the back of Kelly a little bit last lap. Dean was actually quicker than Kelly and BT Targa last time around, as they see Argy Bargy just not really barging anyone out of the way, but gone for a Sunday stroll on wet tyres around the desert. Now, I don't know what Forever Forward team strategist was thinking tonight, but they've put Fury on the wrong tyres, they've had Argy Bargy on the wet tyres, and I argue that someone needs to look at that strategist and say, you're worse than the Ferrari F1 strategist here, and that is stooping to an all-time new low. As Dean Wasaki then will look up the inside as Kieran goes very wide to let Dean have the corner.
I think the Forever Forward team have got the Toro Rosso strategist from Hockenheim in 2018.
Yes. Now, Argy Bargy is going to pit. And this then, the right time for him to pit. Obviously, the damage is done in this race. P8 is all he can get out of this one. Fury, 48 seconds down. Look at his pace, though, Jamie. He's got to push because he's lost that much time to Daniel Francis. And KLF and Nicky. Oh, in fact, look at KLF and Nicky. They've swapped for second and third. Nicky had a terrible last lap. So them two have swapped around. And,
this will mean, though, that KLF can now start to hunt down Daniel Francis. And Daniel Francis will now know that he hasn't got the safety buffer of Nicky. He's now got KLF. Oh, KLF has a bit of twitch there, so
bit of a horrible wiggle. What I will say as well, Jamie, is DJ Phil in the pits, Argent in the pits. Top 5 can't qualify for the next race, so the qualifying will be between 3 drivers: Fury, Phil, and Argent at the minute. I think it's safe to say who's going to get pole in that one.
Yeah. If I put any money, I wouldn't put any money on it.
Kieran Argent, when changing the pressures, must have caught the compound of the tyre, wasn't damaged, so didn't think I could pit. As that was Nicky, running very wide. This could allow BT Targa through. Tell you what, Dean's not a million miles away here. Dean could knock on the door.
BT going to look around the outside? No, he's just later on. He's just so much. That was just so much later on the break.
Confidence, isn't it? Confidence, trusting in the car that the car will do what he wants it to do. DJ Phil only just coming out the pits. That's a long pit stop for Phil. Then he's nearly a lap down to Daniel Francis.
I wonder whether he'd have had damage from his contact with Argent on the first lap.
Lap 1, yes. Now that's a good shout there, Jamie. Then as Dean could be on the back of Nicky in a moment's time, who's trying to stay with the back of BT Target. KLF has gone into the pits.
Oh no, Dean's made a mistake.
Oh, Dean, he's dropped it just as we was high praising him, and you do not want to be doing that. Now, if I was Dean, I'd be coming straight into the pits this lap and getting that damage done. He's not.
KLF's in, no?
Yeah, KLF's in. I'd have come straight, if I was Dean, having a bit of a spin there, come straight into the pits, let them tyres cool down and get that damage repaired now. He's going to stay out, and that's probably going to hurt him in terms of losing time to Fury in general. As Nicky's back up past BT.
I think BT outbraked himself quite a bit for the first turn, because it stood like Nicky just got up the inside of him. This will mean that Fury will probably get Dean now. He might. So I don't think Dean will get jumped by DJ Phil, but yeah, Fury will definitely have Dean now.
Yeah, I reckon so as well. This has given Daniel Francis an 11-second lead. Fury's pace should be a concern to those in front, says Disco in the chat. That is the biggest worry, I think, for these drivers. BT will want to jump Nicky to make sure he can get himself in and out the pits before Fury gets round. But one man who I don't think has to be concerned is Daniel Francis. Yes, Fury's pace is good, but 43 seconds, I think Daniel can pit and come out ahead of Fury. Fury's got to do some stellar laps to get himself in front. Yeah,
he'd need Daniel to have an absolute mare in his pit stop for him to win. So he'd come out probably a good 15-20 seconds behind Daniel Francis.
I think that's why. I think that's where Daniel will have the lead over Fury, and I think could have this job done. Fury will not want to set for second. He'll want to make sure he's on for your title, for your record, should I say your title. But BT, does it mail? Does BT doesn't look like he's got pace like Laguna last week? Seemed to do well early on, but then couldn't. He just does. Early on seemed to do well, but doesn't look like great at the moment. Nicky's in.
He might just with this track being all about tyres, he might just be conserving the tyres, trying not to push too hard, and knowing that he just run wide though, so that'll be a slow down. So so his tyres might just be burning up through the first sector, which is where the tyres are being punished the most, and through the rest of the lap he's just trying to cool them back down, because when he gets right, if they're still hot for the first sector, then that's not going to end very well. Where's Fury in terms of Nicky? Nicky's on his way out, so
yeah, KLF has got back past. That one was as it was before the pit stops. Nicky is just crossing the time in the pit lane exit now to be able to go at full speed. Fury's on his way, so when you look at that, Fury's a good 5-6 seconds behind Nicky.
Yeah, Nicky was about 11 seconds behind, so it's going to be about 15.
Oh, he's actually 2.5, so it's going to be about 15 seconds, I reckon, to Daniel Francis. And Fury's got a bit quicker than 1.5 seconds a lap over that. Dean's still not pitted yet, which is surprising to me.
Yeah, so he's now on the same pace as Nicky, who, from the looks of it, has not got the best. He's got the most confidence in the car, and so that damage will now be hurting him. But Daniel Francis 2-minute 1 lap time last lap. DT was near enough was over 2 seconds slower. So even with DT Targa behind him, Daniel Francis is not phased, and he's just eking out that gap.
Yeah, and he's not. He doesn't seem to be massively extending it. He just seems to be taking his time, as Daniel Francis, and doing what Daniel needs to do here. And what a good job of managing this race. That's the main thing for Daniel. He's managed this race and managed it well.
Yeah, so speaking to him midweek, he said he'd found a bit of a solution for the tyres. So maybe compared to all the other Mercedes drivers, he's possibly found something that no one else has to make his tyres last longer.
Indeed, what will he do, though, going into this one? Can he make sure that he is on his way to his first ever SimPlay win here on the channel? 2 seasons of racing for Daniel Francis, plus a GT5, plus the odd GTE appearance, and Daniel Francis looking like he's on his way. I say sack the strategist, says Fury's granddad. Come on, Fury, says Peaceful Stepdad. Disco, Fury's pace should be a concern to those in front, and Peaceful Stepdad agreeing with it. And here goes Fury on Nicky then, already pulls out and has the inside line as down the straight he goes, and I think that is going to be Fury ahead of Nicky, and indeed it is into turn 1. Fury then, a man on a mission at the minute, Jamie Brazier.
Yeah, he just didn't he just needed to make sure he didn't outbrake himself going through there. He just needs to pull that gap through Fury and eat into KLF's 8-second gap.
So 8 seconds to Kelly. And Kelly's not going to be the easiest person to pass. Kelly will make it hard for him. Dean, still not pitted yet. I'm surprised he's not coming. But I do think that Dean will be behind Fury. He was behind Nicky already, so I think that'll be back to orders. Kelly then, right on the back of Dean Wasaki at this moment in time. And Dean doesn't need to fight that one so hard, because that one is a fight Dean's going to lose when he comes into the pits. Oh, and there he goes. He's lost it now. He's got to pit now, as he's going to absolutely burn these tyres up, reversing and spinning this car back round. There is Fury, so that's Fury's job a little bit easier. Dean slow to return to the track.
Letting Nicky go through there.
Yeah, he's let Nicky go as well.
Possibly just letting the tyres cool down so when he comes to the next corner it just doesn't turn him around.
Well, that's Dean's race ruined. He's a minute 2 ahead of Phil, so I reckon he'll stay 6th. But Dean is not going to get anything better than that. He's got to pit this lap, surely. We're at to lap 10 of 15. 17 people watching, 15 likes. Dean then, that damage is a bit bad because he's gone a bit straight on and deep into that corner. Dean surely will be in the pit. Daniel Francis still to pit, as is BT Targa and Dean. And Dean again,
cutting a bit of the corner there.
Yeah, that was a bit cheeky, that one from Dean. But into the pits at the end of lap 9 regardless. And into the pits he comes now.
Making sure he doesn't speed in the pit lane.
Yeah,
I was going to say, cutting the corner is not really going to do anything for him. DJ Phil's too far, 53 seconds behind, so he's not going to be caught by him, and he's not going to catch back up to Nicky, so he'll be on his
cheeky,
own.
That one. But either way, Daniel Francis, here's your race leader, 17 seconds, 37 seconds back to Fury now. Fury again, 2 seconds quicker than Daniel. Now, my question, Jamie, is Fury pitted early enough to burn out his tyres again here, or get them a bit hotter than Daniel's? Daniel can just tyre manage for this race. By the end of this race, do we think Fury might be struggling? We've seen in previous races on a Wednesday night, let's not forget, that he has struggled on his tyres, as has Argent in the past, Fury and Argent. Do we think that could be the case again tonight with the amount he's pushing to try and catch Daniel?
It depends how close he gets to Daniel, because if we say there's a 15-second gap as Daniel Francis now comes into the pits, if there's a 15-second gap, or he runs a bit wide. If there's a 15-second gap between the pair of them, I don't see Fury pushing too hard. He's won the title.
He has won the title there then, as we did just get a bit of lag from Jamie. BT Targa not coming into the pits, the only man not to pit at the minute. Fury podium, question mark, says Disco. It's a possibility, as we've lost Jamie then. The lag has caught Jamie, so you're going to have to bear with us while we sit on board Daniel Francis for a little bit. So there is BT Targa passing Daniel Francis then. The next car will be KLF. Fury's not even at the final corner yet. We can hopefully get Jamie in as soon as possible then. Fury has got to chase down Kelly for a podium. Daniel Francis coming to the pit exit line now, and Fury's really just crossed the line. So Daniel has been caught by Kelly, in all fairness. Kelly has gained on Daniel Francis then. So a bit closer maybe than what we first originally thought. The gap is only 5 or 6 seconds. So Daniel Francis being held in his pit box a bit longer than he may have wanted to. But Fury and Kelly then closer to Daniel than maybe Daniel would have wanted here. And we are going to have to wait for Jamie to get back into the commentary box and into the camera box as well. But now Daniel Francis's patient race that he's had has now got to be a frantic dash to get himself back out there. Jamie is back in the session, so that's good to see. So that means then that he'll be in on the cameras, but I mean, I don't think we need to look anywhere else at the minute other than here then, as we have Jamie back now. Jamie, not sure what happened with Daniel Francis's pit stop there, but it wasn't a good one. The prediction we made of him coming out 15 seconds ahead of Fury or something hasn't actually happened.
How far is he ahead of Fury?
8, 6, 3.
That'll mean Fury is going to push that a little bit.
He's also got Kelly right on the rear end of him as well at this moment in time, does Daniel Francis. So a few drivers here that are making things a little bit interesting, and if you're Daniel Francis, now is the time. You may start to sweat a little bit.
Yeah, so he's run a little bit wide there. Kelly looking up. Oh, he's tapped him.
Oh, yeah, he did tap him a little bit. Daniel Francis runs a bit wide there, but manages to keep the car nice and stable. This is a bit of a battle here then between these two, and Fury right back on the back of this for the race lead as well here. So it's going to be interesting to see at the moment what these guys can do. So far, if you're Daniel Francis, you're starting to sweat, Jamie.
Yeah, you are. You're starting to push that a little bit more than you can. With Kenny right on his boot lid, and Fury just waiting behind. We don't know where BT's going to come out. He could come out right in this battle pack. I don't think he will. I think he'll come out just behind. But yeah, so Daniel's now going to be, his heart rate's now going to be going up. His hands are going to get very sweaty, and this is when mistakes could come in.
Daniel Francis then still second place, 10 seconds back to BT Targa. BT Targa in all of this may not make the podium.
Oh, Daniel's run a bit wide.
Yeah, he has run a bit wide. I don't think that'll hurt him too badly though, as he's going to have that inside covered, but a bit deep again is Daniel. Kelly now having a look up the inside here. Is that Daniel's going to have then the inside line coming into the next corner. There is Fury right in the background. Daniel again a bit deep, and Kelly run on him here, and this could be for the race win, and Daniel has to tuck back in behind KLF 900, and Kelly then technically net first with BT Targa still having to pit. Daniel Francis now under pressure from Fury, has to get it tucked into the apex. Fury's going to look the long way around here. Daniel says no. Fury looking for the undercut. Daniel trying to come back up the inside of Kelly, and this is 3 for net first place at the minute. Daniel a bit wide and having to defend from Fury as BT into the pits at the end of lap 12. Well, we're only down to 8 drivers, but we've seen a decent first race, and Daniel's lost out to Fury then. So in the space of leading so many laps to coming into the pits, it's all gone wrong.
Fury's not going to have a go at KLF into turn 1. He goes to the outside.
Yeah, he's going to look up the inside of KLF, and does he just tap the rear? He does! He taps the rear! They both go round, and what a shame! Oh, and as they try to get going, Kelly and Daniel tap the rear of each other again. Kelly gets going once more, and is a little slow. BT Targa's only just out the pits. Nicky now is gaining on the pair of them.
Kelly.
And I think Kelly's going slow for Daniel Francis, and Daniel telling Kelly, mate, you go ahead. Oh, did Kelly have to return the position there? Track limits are on, let's not forget.
Yeah. Oh.
So if Kelly had to return the position, has Daniel Francis then given it him back to make sure that that one's done?
So for Fury, Christmas has come early. They've had contact, and he's now 15 seconds up the road.
Yeah, Fury then on a silver platter. Your race win. He's got 2 laps on his own here to just get himself out the way and get himself up front and gone. And at the moment, he has done everything that he's needed to do. And so far for Fury, he has done what he needs here. He has been a man on a mission, and he's done exactly what he's needed to. Daniel Francis, though, was net first. He's now dropped to 3rd place. Nicky's on the back of him. He's in a Team Pro Lap sandwich here. ending a night that wasn't very good for Forever Forward. It's turned into a night that Forever Forward, Jamie, and your record is going to be equalled. Come on, Fury, says he's Fury's mum. Fury's granddad. All right, own up. Who rang Jamie? And Disco, this could be amazing from Fury. What a race it could be from him. Keep it up, Fury. Keep it cool, Fury. So tyres and he's got to keep fuel. He'd be wishing for a bit of rain to cool them down. Probably a bit of snow, but no snow in the desert. Daniel Francis looking to try and get himself ahead of KLF. BT Targa has been a real loser in this one, dropping down to 5th place, Jamie.
Yeah, so it shows that pitting early, getting in the clean edge is really beneficial round here. So
yeah.
Fury pitting early, smashing in a load of lap times, and he's disappeared up the road. Whereas BT's left it late, and he's a long way behind now.
Just keep your head, Fury, buddy. Don't drive too hard, says Fury's mum. No, Daniel, no, says Disco McDisco Face. Daniel all over the back of KLF here, touching the curve. The Porsche's been a good car tonight. Kelly's had some good pace, and just a bit earlier on the brakes than Daniel there. And Daniel looking the long way around the outside. Nicky not far behind, so any instance here could promote Nicky to the podium. And Daniel, does he have that cutback done? He's going to be on the outside for the next part of the corner. And at the moment, Daniel Francis then tucks back in to 2nd place. He can't get that one done.
He'll have to run down the straight though, that with the power of the Merc.
Very well done, Fury, says Disco. Race isn't over yet, but Fury 18 seconds up the road. He's going to have that one done. Kelly's already defended from Daniel Francis. And can Daniel Francis get it done around the outside? Sharp corner this one. Tucks back in. Can't get the cutback. Plato-esque from Kelly. And is it sort of, Nicky, come on, mate, I'm holding him up here. There's a chance for a Team Pro Laps 2-3. Get on the back of him.
Yeah, so I reckon Kelly will be shouting at Nicky, saying, come on, get on the back of him, help me out here.
Disco, Daniel, that was a shocking decision and was always going to end that way. I think that move from Daniel was one of them where you just go for it, nothing to lose, just try it. And like Disco says, nothing to gain, but at the same time was maybe a bit ambitious from Daniel Francis. Dean has done nothing since his pit stop in this race, just to say. He's lost more time than gained, and I think Kelly may have this one done. Where is Fury? He's already coming to the end of Sector 1. So we'll keep an eye on Fury, but we'll go back to that battle, as Daniel will have one last attempt here to get this job done. Fury coming through the first sector. Is he? Where's Fury again? Let's just go back to Fury. Yeah, coming through he's coming through the first sector up the back straight. We've lost Argent, so Argent has retired. So that will be P8. Kelly's made a mistake. There's contact here with Daniel Francis and Kelly again. For I don't know how many times they've touched today, but Argent then will finish in P8. I'm sure he'll be disappointed with that one. Dean, DJ, Phil and Argent to qualify for the next race. That'll be an interesting one to see what will happen there. But Argent then will qualify in P8. Keep it steady, Fury, says Peaceful Stepdad. And I tell you what, as much as we need to see Fury equal your record, I kind of want to watch this battle. Daniel Francis up the inside. Kelly comes to defend, and Daniel's there. Now turns in, and Daniel's there, rubbing doors again. Daniel's now through. Nicky's involved in this battle as well, and Kelly's going to have a late look up the inside, and they touch yet again. And Daniel's off. He's off. Wow, what an end to that battle. A bit aggressive. Fury's coming to the final corner. And this is where we will see Fury equal your record, Jamie. And it's kind of fitting to have you in the commentary box while he equals the record. He's going to take the first race win tonight. It's round number 21 going the way of Fury. It's going to be KLF second, but will there be questions in the stewards box after this one? It's going to be a Team Pro Laps 2-3.
BT's right on the back of Daniel Francis as well, so Daniel could drop down to 5th here.
Yeah. What a shame for Daniel Francis in this one then. Was leading, could be 5th. KLF. They're both flashing across the line. Looks, it's Kelly 2nd, Nicky 3rd. Where is Daniel Francis now? He's got BT right behind him, but I think Daniel's going to do him for 4th place. It looks like BT Targa's going to get P5. So the two Mercedes crossing the line together there. Dean Wysocki will get 6th in a disappointing race for Dean again. Has had good pace, but again the consistency, Jamie, has just let him down.
Yeah, he's just not had the level of consistency that he needs to fight for podiums. And
Dean was well on for a podium tonight with the incident we've had, but the consistency's let him down.
Yeah, so he could have been right in that battle with KLF, Nicky and Daniel Francis, and he could have been the one that benefited out of all of it, but he isn't. So yeah, what will be will be.
What will be if you are Dean Wysocki. DJ Phil 7th place. Argent, well, Dean, DJ Phil and Argent can qualify, so we're only going to get 3 cars to qualify here, but either way, who you tipping for pole in that one, Jamie?
I'm gonna have to go Argent.
Yeah.
If he has the right tyres on.
If he has the right tyres on, yeah. DJ Phil then the last car to come round before we can see the fastest lap of the race. Testament to the guys though, no time penalties in this race for track limits.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, DJ Phil's running it a little wide. Don't quite know what he's doing.
Well,
here.
I mean, finish the race, Phil. I mean, that was just, there was no need for that. Yeah, to be honest, I mean, he may as well. He's not had a great race. He may as well have just crossed the line and get on ready for race 2 for the qualifying. There was no need for him to do the donuts. There is Fury. Sorry, it's Fury sets the fastest lap. Go on, Jamie.
I was going to say a time for donuts is the last race of the season, not
the 4th race from the end. Yeah. So then, Fury, your race winner with KLF 2nd, Nicky 3rd, Daniel Francis 4th, but will there be questions asked about that one in the end? BT Targa, look at his pace, qualifying pace good, but not the race pace he'd have wanted. Dean in 6th with DJ Phil 7th, Argent getting to lap 13 and retiring at the end. We'll be right back in just a few moments with the driver interviews and with the second qualifying and race 2 of this one. I'm not sure if to be Jamie or Liam in the commentary box, but we shall find out either way. Join us in just a moment. Well, that was probably one of the decent races with little cars that I've seen.
Okay, so somehow it's saying that Alfie's got the most points.
Brilliant.
Is Liam now on his way back?
Yeah, he left earlier, but he only left on like lap 10.
Alright.
So I don't think he's going to get here.
Alright.
So if you're alright to do race 2. If that's alright, bud. Alright, so let's get Don's on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Is that because fucking NJ and Smithy are racing? Evening.
Hello. All right.
Yeah, I'm glad we spoke with you.
Why's that?
Well, you want to know what happened?
Which bit?
All of that last bit looked quite juicy.
All of that last bit? Well, after did Daniel Francis knock me off in the first corner? Or was it Fury?
Daniel Francis.
Yeah. Well, he managed to smash up the front end of my car, and then because the slowdowns are on, and it then told me to give the position back to number 3. And then Daniel's sitting behind me, waiting for me to go because he's giving the position back because he hit me.
Yeah,
you know? So I'm like waiting, I'm saying, go, you know? And then, well, he'll get a bit handbags at the end, wouldn't he? He was very pushy and shovey towards the end, so...
I think he wanted it, didn't
you know? Yeah, I no doubt there'll be 300 inquiries from him, you know? But there'll be one back, I'll tell you that.
I can
He
imagine.
ruined my race.
Right, I'm just going for a quick wee.
Race instant, telling you now. I was behind it, I see it all.
Yeah, not the one where he smashed into the back of me on turn 1. I think that was over-optimistic.
I watched that one, it's on my stream. He dive bombed you from a second back.
Yeah, well, I was kind of hoping that we were going to hold you back, Fury. I think your pace, you probably would have got us, but Daniel Francis just gifted you that win in that corner, you know?
I felt bad because I was actually going to be able to race against you, and then boom.
Yeah, and I had pace. I thought I could hold you up for a little while. I mean, your pace was huge, but I thought I could hold you up for a while. You know, it was going to be on the straight. You'd have to get me, you know, but we were kind of denied of that.
Feel bad about that.
How about that? 3 Team Prolapse drivers on the podium.
Yes.
I forgot I'm Prolapse now, yeah.
Yes, you're not Pro Lassie no more, are you?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Ideal.
Just to see Dan, mate, just watch him just disappear off into the right. I was like, what happened there?
Oh, you know he's going to have a tantrum about it, though, don't you? You know he's going to have a proper tantrum.
He's already having a tantrum in the YouTube stream.
Is he?
Yeah.
What's he saying?
Hold on, I look. No, not share, live chat. The dive bomb was hoping that Kelly would cover Fury wide more, but I gave it to him back. No, you were just spun around because you bounced off of the wall.
Yeah. You fucking crashed into the back of me, giving it back afterwards, you know?
Then he said, as a steward for Pro, no comment.
Really? Shut the fuck up.
She's just put race ban.
For who?
For who?
For Daniel, probably.
I hope so. I don't think I was out of order.
I'll appeal against Daniel to back up Kelly because that was bollocks. He just dive bombed him straight away.
Right, I'll remember you said that, Fury, because he's going to have a tantrum about the bit where he spun off. Yeah, he started getting pushy and he hit me about 4 times in the corner before, trying to squeeze it in the inside.
Did you see what he done when he got slow down? When I went past him and before he dive bombed it.
No.
He tried squeezing me off the track when I was already there. He was basically pushing me off. But I was like, no, I'm not. So I put my foot down and braked a bit later. Got past him. I was like, I ain't having that.
No way. What happened to you in the first place? You were on softs, were you?
I put the fuel on, saved it, press rated up, and then I dropped it out of nowhere on like the first lap when I got past BT. Checked my tyres, and it was supposed to be hard, so it put me on like wet. Right, sorry,
wet?
It put Argent on the back, and it put me on the soft.
Oh wow! Right. Okay. I mean, I was in front of BT out of the first set together. I'm like, pull, and it hit me, and then we both went off. You know, and it's like shit. Now I'm back in 6th.
Nicky, you just need to join lobby.
I'm in it.
No, the server for the race.
Oh yeah. I'm still in the other one.
There's gonna be handbags about that in there for sure. He's gonna put fucking loads of. God, I was so angry when he hit me.
Just watched it. Kelly left cars which my braking put me into then all close. So I'd go racing if stewarding, but still getting the place back even when he'd given it back.
I didn't quite catch all that, Jamie. You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Sound like you was underwater.
Yeah.
All right, Nicky, it's been a while.
Hello.
First time teammates are on a podium.
No,
Yes.
you two's been on the podium before.
No, we haven't, have we?
Yes, we have actually. Yeah, we have.
Have we?
Yeah, Daytona.
This is the
When you're not driving into each other at bloody Silverstone, you're on the podium.
Ah, yeah, whatever.
Only the greats, though, Kelly, eh? Neil and Shed.
Yeah, we've done it more than once, to be fair.
Yeah. Yes, mate.
Prolapse way.
Because I pitted on lap 2, is that like a penalty?
No, your pit stop was long enough. You have to like meet a certain time, but I mean, it'd only be a time penalty.
Give me a ban. Give me a ban.
It'd only be a time penalty, and you finish that far in front of the rest that a drive-through would normally be the penalty.
Disqualify him. Get him out. Get him out. There's a couple of times where I had a sniff at a win of that race.
His penalties, he's got to do the next race on wet tyres.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
What
He's got to do
here?
the next race on no tyres.
Yeah.
Let's see you do 57s on no tyres.
Completely odd tyres. Wet on the left, hard on the right.
Extreme snow on the back.
I can't put the wets on the left because they're the ones that overheat the worst.
Yeah,
Even on
that's
hard.
what you put in there. Yeah.
Going around that long right-hander into then basically stop. It's like they go from 24 psi straight up to 26.87.
Oh, it's so incredibly hard on tyres. This race.
I bet Kieran enjoyed that one, didn't he, Fury?
There was a few effing and blinding and calling the track a slag.
Well, slag of a track.
Brilliant.
He was like, "Oh, you slag!"
To be fair, that wasn't a bad race, too. There were only 8 of you.
Do you know what? I said,
Yeah, it was alright.
I went,
sorry?
track limits are on. Track limits are on. I said, nobody has broke the track limits.
Yeah.
Well, nobody got a penalty. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it was good, that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that race.
Right, is the championship table right?
Was that what you were reading, Jamie? Was that on the YouTube stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who said that?
Daniel.
Daniel said it. Right.
He's going to get muted in a minute if he carries on.
Should do. I mean, pro-am wise, he kind of he's getting better at driving, pro-am wise, but it's just his attitude, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just your fucking head in. Yeah.
That was better than... Dean's just put that was better than last week. Yeah, because there's no one on the track to fucking hit Dean. Apart from that, you had a shocker.
Didn't Dean lose it into turn 1?
No, that was Phil.
Every time I came up behind him, he lost it.
He did
every
towards
time.
the end. Yeah, he was a bit poor at the end.
No, he lost it in front of me. I remember that.
Yeah, he lost it in front of me as well. I came up behind him thinking, oh, God, now I've got to get past him. And then he dropped it. I went, oh. Yeah.
He dropped it the lap you pitted, Kelly. Right before the pit entrance. And I thought, oh, simple thing to do here. Go in the pits. Cool your tyres down, repair damage, and then go.
Yeah. Was it on stream when I overtook Daniel Francis cleanly? Because that was a good bit of driving. That.
Yes.
If I do say so myself.
Right, we're going to go back live. Top 3 can qualify.
Ooh.
Sorry, bottom 3 can qualify. Sorry, top 5 can't.
Oh.
Sorry, Nicky.
So who's that who can qualify? Oh, sorry, you're going live.
Welcome back then to SimPlay Motorsport for round 22 and the final 3 of the season. Now the top 5 cannot qualify, which means this qualifying session will be Dean Wysocki, DJ Phil, Argent. So who will take pole? BT Targa's coming out the pits, but yeah, okay. We're going to start with the interviews before we get to the championship table, and it's been a while since we've had this man in here, but Nicky, pleasure to have you back. Didn't have the pace in that race, but you come away with a nice little podium.
That was a nice little touch for me, wasn't it? Nice little surprise. Everyone just sort of like opened their doors for me and let me through. It was brilliant. Especially the last lap, I was just like, "That's just thank you very much."
Now, obviously, you look a bit off the pace tonight, especially in the qualifying. But like you say, the consistency was there.
I've been saying this for a long time. I'm not one for putting in fast laps. I'm just more. I seem to settle in better in the race, and I can just keep the flow going and just don't make mistakes. And I just wait for everyone else to make mistakes and just make my way through, and it just always seems to work out for me all the time.
Now you said off air, sorry, Kelly said off air that was your first podium together, and I said I don't think it is. I've looked back through, and it is actually your first podium as a team together.
There you go.
Looking
Team
back
Pro
through
Laps
the results,
together.
so the first Team Pro Laps podium together. So yeah, not a bad effort, and keeps the pressure on forever forward in that constructors title.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Yes, yeah. Well, Kelly's the #1 driver in the team at the moment, so it's all down to Kelly now. I'm just there to protect him. I'm his wingman at the moment. So, but yeah, both of us on the podium is brilliant. In theory, we've got 3 Team Prolapse drivers on the podium.
in theory, there is 3 Team Prolapse drivers on the podium. Now, race 2, short grid tonight. So even though you're starting towards the back, you're actually not. You're going to start 4th.
Yeah.
That's not too bad, is it, for the second race?
No, like I say, I'm playing wingman. It's all for Kelly. So Kelly's out there to get in the top. Hopefully, he can win this one. He's got the pace.
No pressure.
Oh, you've got the pace, mate. You've got the pace.
Not Fury. Not Fury.
Fury come out of nowhere, didn't he? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But no, all good to be on the podium again. But I would like to say one thing.
Yeah.
On behalf, that's with me, Kelly as well, all the Team Prolapse. I'd like to dedicate this one to Mark and his daughter Jess for tonight. So all the best for them.
Yeah, so, rightly so, that, buddy. Obviously, we said our piece at the start of the night, and with you on that one for Martin and his family. But well done, mate, on this first race, and we wish you the best luck for race 2.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
Thanks.
buddy. And we've got Kelly. You said off here, I'll talk to you on the podium, and I thought, confident. And here you are.
Optimistic, but here we are. That was an interesting race for sure.
Second place, first place, third place at times. You was every place at one stage, pretty much. You had a good battle with BT early on, which was a bit argy-bargy and elbows out, but a door rubbing at the early stages, where you both had a bit of a slide and a bit of a wiggle there. And then a bit of argy-bargy with Daniel Francis at the end of the race. Have we been watching a bit of Jason Plato, or what's been the situation this week?
I heard the Plato references from you, Matthew. Thank you very much. I'll get you back on that tomorrow night. But yes, it was, considering there's only 8 of us, it was a very interesting race. For a change, I had pace. Well, I say pace. After Fury's tyre issues, he just ripped through the field like a maniac. I'm not going to comment too much about incidents, but I think Fury was always going to win, but it was kind of gifted to him. 4 laps from the end, really, or 3 laps from the end, whatever. Now, but I'm not going to talk about that too much right now.
No, that's fine. Daniel Francis early start of the race, you wasn't sort of able to keep with him with your battle with BT. Was that because of the battle with BT Targa, or did Daniel just have a bit of early pace over you? Because it seemed at the end of the race that you and Daniel was quite fairly matched.
I think I was overdriving the car a little bit in the first couple of laps. Me and BT came together. Well, we're normally in a chat together, which we were, and I don't think BT knew quite where I was, and I didn't quite know where he was, and just a little first lap confusion because we were both out in front, which then speared us off across the infield. So that gave Daniel the chance, and then Nicky came through as well, and I was catching up behind Nicky. I was faster than both of them, but I kept making a couple of little silly mistakes, and as we've said very much, the tyres are so critical, and once you make a mistake, you have to get your tyres back into the window, and once I was back in that window, then I could attack, and I came out. Daniel came out of the pits right in front of me within like half a second, and then it was just kind of game on, really, and good pace tonight, so that was nice.
8-car grid. What can you do from what should be P7 on the grid?
Well, with BT and Fury, I don't know, if they could put wets on for the next race, that would be brilliant, because BT was on softs as well by accident. That's why he was struggling with pace. So if BT and Fury could put wets on, I could win it. But who knows? I wasn't expecting second place, and I wasn't expecting to have led a few laps. So anything can happen. You know what it's like.
Yeah. Well, best luck for race 2, buddy.
Yeah. Can I just echo what Nicky said?
Yeah,
and,
sure.
For myself and all the Prolapse boys, we'd like to wish Jess, which is X-Mart's daughter, a very speedy recovery, and we send all our love to him. And we dedicate this podium to Jess and a quick recovery.
Yeah, well said. Again, echo them thoughts as well, Kelly. Well done, and we'll chat to you hopefully later, and if not tomorrow night.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
See you later, Sticky.
Thanks.
We've got Fury in now, and before we get on to what was a stellar drive for Fury and his race win, he has equalled the co-commentator tonight. He's equalled Big Boy Brazier, 12 wins. This one could do it tonight, and how fitting that he's in the party on the commentary tonight, Fury, to watch you take his record away from him. But what a stellar drive, because the start of that race couldn't have been any worse.
It was pretty bad start, I'm not gonna lie. I was changing the fuel in the car from quality fuel to race fuel, and it all of a sudden changed to soft without me on the rear without me even knowing.
Yeah.
So it started on a lot higher PSI than what it was on the hard, so and then because of the Merc's torque and the power, the start just completely burned out those rear tyres in the first.
Yeah, me and Jamie said on the commentary that it just looked like every spin you had wasn't your normal spin. It was a them tyres have gone kind of spin. Did you just sort of light it up for them laps, because you had some great pace, and we predicted you'd be about 15 seconds behind Daniel, and you came out within like 5 seconds, so you'd worked hard.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard one. I was sweating trying to keep control of the car.
Your teammate as well.
Also,
sorry, go on.
But also trying to keep the pace going and not run wide. I almost had a couple spins into the pits, but not that one.
Your teammate as well, putting wets on. Not the right tyre choices from the team tonight, really.
Not really, no. It wasn't the best choices. It was a few mechanical errors.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Now, at the moment, until DJ Phil gets a lap time, and you're currently starting 4th, you should be 5th when Phil does a lap. That's not bad for a reverse grid, is it?
Not really. I'm not a fan of starting mid-pack, regardless of the grid, because mid-packs, you got to brake before the people in front of you, and you just got to pray that the people behind you brake and don't go into the back of you.
Well, best of luck, buddy, in your second race, and we wish you the best if you get your 13th win.
Cheers.
So there, Jamie, 3 drivers very happy, and 3 drivers as well echoing the thoughts of X-Mart and for Jess to get well on, obviously, what is her birthday today. So, yeah, 3 drivers very happy. I'm just going to quickly run through the championship orders. Dean is in the pits. He's not improved on his 2:01. Phil now still not yet set a lap time. Really needs to, because he's got a chance of starting 3rd here. But championship at the minute: Fury, KLF, X-Mart, BT Targa, Nicky, Argent, NJ Don, Daniel Francis has gone. Sorry, the table hasn't worked out just quite right, because Daniel Francis has gone above Don Productions, and at the minute, what is going off here? Right, there we go. So NJ, Daniel Francis, Don Productions, DJ Phil, Smithy Stosoff, Dean Wasocki, Alfie, Aidan Bennett. So Dean still not really caught anybody. And then in the Constructors table, it's forever forward Team ProLapse, who will lose the Constructors title in this race. Forever forward will be the Constructors champions if they win. If they outscore ProLapse by 20 points in this one, I do believe. Or ProLapse are going to outscore Forever Forward by 20 points to keep the title. And it's Team ProLassi. They cannot win it now. Team Cool Running still 4th with Ready Set Go, Piston Broke, and then MC Motorsport, Lone Wolf Motorsport, and AA 3D Printing. No Stealth Soft tonight, so that is a shame for him. And what a shame that isn't the case for him to be here tonight then. So Constructors can be won tonight, Jamie. Constructors can be won in this race. Can Forever Forward do back-to-back? DJ Phil needs to get a time in. It's at the minute Argent on pole, Dean 2nd, Nicky 3rd. DJ Phil should be within that top 3, but hasn't yet set a lap time.
Yeah, say from what's just been on board DJ Phil, he ran wide coming on the run to the final corner, and it invalidated the lap he was on, and the next lap he's slowing right down. He's getting a lap time in. I don't know whether he would have. He does.
He does get a lap time in. Yeah. So Argent will stop. Sorry, go on, Jamie.
Yeah, it's not a very representable lap time, but it still puts him 3rd.
Indeed it does. So it's Argent on pole from Dean Wasocki, DJ Phil Green, Nicky, Fury, Daniel Francis, KLF, then BT Targa. Fury in a good position to break the record tonight, Jamie.
Yeah, so in the nicest ways possible, I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, kind of. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So, BT, before this race starts, if you send me your PayPal details, I'll PayPal if you beat Fury for the final 3 races.
Someone's PayPaling BT. Someone's ringing your ass phone.
And that goes for the rest of the drivers. If you beat Fury, I'll PayPal you.
Brilliant. So then, we are just awaiting the guys now to ready up. Will they get their tyres sorted this time around? What will be the situation? 8 drivers, round 22. We are here for round 21 and 22 tomorrow for the Pro Series, with the likes of the Jamie Littleach, D Biggs, Gary 131 are still up for the title and can still win the title, as well as Unorthodox. What will them guys do? But we're about to get ready for round 22 here tonight, and it looks like it's going to be all go here, all 8 drivers to go. Good start from Argent.
Dean had a good launch there, but he's not really...
Not followed it up, has he? DJ Phil got bogged down. That is already Nicky fending off Fury with Kelly behind and BT Target, and Daniel Francis in close quarters. Dean, already braking so much earlier, has lost out to Fury at turn 1. So not being very trusty on the brakes, has lost out to Fury. And Dean now looking on the back of Fury for a manoeuvre, but has now lost out to Fury and has lost that one. That one's gone for Dean.
Yeah, that one's gone for Dean. Both the ready, set, go McLarens have just dropped right back. DJ Phil starting 3rd, Stordy dropped back into 7th, and Dean starting 2nd. So already lost out to Fury.
Yeah, lost out.
Got Nicky all over the back of him as well. Oh, that's Fury running a bit wide though, so Dean might get the run, but he's just not going to have the power in a straight line. But Nicky he's just going to breeze past him.
Breeze past the McLaren of Dean Wysocki there then. And what Dean hasn't done then is he didn't defend that corner, and Daniel Francis is going to have a look. Can't get that one done. He's a bit too far back to get that done there then. And at the minute, Dean then dropping down the order, runs very wide. Kelly's now going to have a run up, and that has not been the opening lap from Dean. 2nd to 6th. BT Targa is still 7th at the minute, and Dean now has to sit on the back of these guys for the rest of the evening at the moment. He can make his way through, obviously, but Argent leads from Fury now. Fury will want the record of Jamie Brazier. Argent will want his first race win of the season. Obviously, he had his last race win came at Bathurst last season, and he hasn't had one since this time last season when Argent got one. And all the team orders coming in to allow Fury to go, because Fury's up the inside of Argent at the final corner, and this could be Jamie Brazier's long-time 3-season standing record go.
Yeah,
and
Argent's up Dean.
He is having a look back. Dean now being passed by BT Targa, so in one lap Dean Wysocki 2nd to 7th.
Argent's got Dean's on Fury, so we've got a bit of an inter-team battle here.
Yeah, these two won't want to take each other out. It's Fury over the curb a little bit. Nicky still in P3 ahead of Dan Francis and KLF. They resume their fight from race 1, and Argent then just a bit of a twitch on the rear end. Fury looked a bit more stable around there than Argent did, and they bounce over the curbs into what is this long right-hander.
Yeah, it looked as if Argent was just kind of let go of the power through there, and Fury just didn't. He carried so much more speed through that section. Fury's now going to look for the slipstream down the straight. He doesn't really need to be fighting this too much, because if he makes a mistake and takes his teammate out, that could be the constructor's title gone. He's gone off the track. It looked like he'd gone off the track there, so he might have to get the position back. Fury's trying a bit too hard for this.
He is trying a bit too hard to pass his teammate. You'd think they'd be in a party as well to get the teammates to get past each other or not. Kieran's now gone very, very wide. That could be track limits.
That will be track limits, and that might give Nicky a bit of a sniff for 2nd. So that would put a Team Prolapse car in the middle of the Forever Forward cars.
Yeah, and that's not what they're going to want in terms of their construction battle.
Dean's now dropped behind DJ Phil. Argent went for a huge lunge there, backed out of it, but he got that wrong. That could have been both both of them up. But yeah, they've already set going McLarens. They're already 5 seconds. Oh, Fury's made a mistake though.
Yeah, a bit of a twitch. He has let Argent through, so maybe a slowdown penalty as the twitch. Then Dean has had in 2 laps, second to last. He's had a shocking opening stage of this race. In the background, BT Targa's on the back of KLF 900 then for fifth place at the minute. That's allowing Daniel Francis to get away just ever so slightly at the moment. Yeah, and so far so good if you're these guys.
Yeah, I think Mercedes have Valtteri, it's James, and Forever Forward Racing have their keyword London buses.
yeah. Brilliant. If you don't remember that one, that's from Argent's last year. 2 wins in a row. Came on the commentary or said off here. They're like London buses. They are. 1 brings 2 as he's gone very wide now to allow Fury back up the inside.
Now Fury's used the London buses.
I don't think Fury will be using the London buses for this one. I think Fury will be stating the fact that he's the all-time wins in a season record holder, as he is now pulling a bit of a gap to Argent. That gap is now a second. And look in the background, Daniel Francis, Kelly, BT Targa, almost 3 abreast down this back straight. Daniel Francis back up the inside of Kelly, gets it parked on the apex very nicely there. BT Targa, though, tucks up the inside of Kelly. Couldn't get Daniel Francis, but he's going to try up the inside of Daniel Francis now. But the wide line Daniel Francis takes here isn't necessarily the worst way to get around that bit.
Yeah, so if that might be a line just to keep the tyres a bit cool. That's why.
Oh, Nicky's got past Argent. So what has happened to Argent this lap then? But he's lost out massively. Nicky is now up to 2nd place. And for Team Prolapse, they're trying to keep hold of their Constructors' title, but Kelly loses 2.
BT's got Daniel as
BT's got Daniel as well, so he'll be on the back of Argent relatively soon, you'd imagine. But so far, so good.
Yeah, KLF just dropped back slightly, and the two McLarens are just nowhere to be seen in this battle. I was going to say, down this street, in theory, you can see the top 6, but you just can't see the McLarens. You might be able to see DJ Phil in the background, but yeah, they're a long way off after 4 laps.
Yeah, Dean has had a shocking opening couple of laps. He's 21 seconds off the leader already. BT slowly gaining onto the back of Argent already. Argent, a terrible lap last time around, you can see. And Dan and Kelly trying to get their pace going. Kelly said in the interview in race 1 that he felt the early laps he was overdriving the car, and towards the end he had the pace. So we'll see if Kelly is doing that now, or whether it's just slow and steady as he normally goes. Daniel Francis trying to copy Kelly's tactic. These two come to blows in race 1. What will happen here in race 2? But at the moment,
Nicky's within a second of Fury, so Nicky is really
motoring
on.
Yeah.
So either Fury's made a mistake, or Nicky is just showing some unbelievable pace.
Great stuff here from Nicky, and he's taking Argent with him a little bit, you know. Argent's not too far behind, and you've got BT with him as well. So Fury, maybe he's made a mistake this lap, or is Nicky just on fire so far? But either way, you've got these boys starting to catch the guys out front, and Fury just being reeled in a little bit, but has extended his gap there as Nicky gets a bit of a wiggle mid-corner and pulls away once again here. And if you're Nicky so far, you've just got close enough to Fury. You've now lost all that time, and you've got another Mercedes right on your rear. KLF 900 then has lost out to Daniel Francis a bit, and Argent got past Nicky, and Nicky's going to try and come back at Argent here then, and they just touch. Argent just taps the rear of him, and he's going to lose out to BT Targa as he had to take to the escape road. BT Targa couldn't cut through the middle of them there then, as Argent was there, but he has now got past Argent, and Argent losing out to place here.
Yeah, from the looks of it, I think Argent was just that more confident on the brakes. He just sent it around the outside of Nicky, and Nicky just gave him a bit of a shoulder out the way. BT Targa looking at turn 1 there. Argent looks at turn 1, doesn't get the move done.
No, and KLF and Daniel Francis just dropping off the back of these 3, but Kelly trying to stay with Daniel. That battle resumes from race 1. Fury's now checked out up front again. BT, the quickest man on track last time around. Dean, 24 seconds behind. Can he make any inroads on his teammate? so far, so good if you are Fury in terms of that 13th race win that's eluded you for 2 weeks. Is he going to get it this time around? But Nicky doing it, you have to admit, to say he's Kelly's rear gunner, he's doing a top job at the moment to keep this one second.
Yeah, so he's doing really well. He's not.
Although here comes BT.
There's nothing he can do about that.
Look at the power of the Merc of BT Targa, but is he going to come back underneath BT on the brakes? No, can't get it done, and Argent's going to now think about it. And Nicky does well. And look who's on the back of Argent now, it's Daniel Francis. So Daniel motoring on here as well.
Yeah, he's brought Kelly with him.
He has brought Kelly with him, and how this race is ebbing and flowing at the minute. And if Kelly's listening, I hope he enjoys that line, because I know he does on a Thursday. How it ebb and flows at the moment with Argent sort of dropping a few places, but now attacks Nicky again. And this is where we saw he was confident last time around. And again, Nicky says, you want to do it? Get on the outside line. And again, look, so much confidence on the brakes, and gets it done this time. But is Nicky going to tuck back underneath? Argent says no. So Nicky losing 2 places this lap, and Argent having that confidence to get up the inside of Nicky, get around the outside of Nicky. And Nicky looks, yeah, he did. Nicky looking for a way back through though.
Yeah, he looks desperate to get back through. That's BT. BT's lost it.
Oh, where has BT lost it? Oh, he's there. He's gone to the inside of the track. Hopefully he didn't touch the pit wall then, but that's promoted Argent, Nicky, Daniel, KLF, and DJ Phil might be on the back of BT. No, he's not. Dean looks like he's had another problem as he looks further behind DJ Phil more than ever. And I tell you what, when Dean has decided this year to drop DJ Phil for next season and move on to a different teammate, I don't know why, because DJ Phil's a good 48 points ahead of Dean Wysocki in the championship. So Dean wanted a different teammate, but DJ Phil for a second season in a row outdoing DJ Phil.
Nicky looking up the inside there. Doesn't want to get the move done. KLF has just been sat behind Daniel Francis. I think he just dropped a bit, made a bit of a mistake there, and BT goes through on him after his mistake. I think BT has a tiny bit of damage as well.
Yeah, now I wonder if BT then did clip the pit wall as he span. And so far, if you're Nicky, all is going well at the moment. So, not Nicky, sorry, Fury. Nicky, as we are on screen with him, is trying to attack Argent yet again.
Yeah, Daniel Francis has got a bit of a gap now to BT and KLF. KLF has just dropped off the back slightly.
He's lost out to BT as KLF, so maybe a mistake somewhere, because BT's found himself back through. DJ Phil's still 12 seconds ahead of his teammate here. Fury 6 seconds up the road. Argent then is just now a couple of seconds ahead of Nicky, and KLF trying to stick to the back of BT Targa, yeah.
All BT's in and KLF.
Yeah, so both these guys in at the end of lap 6, following each other in, so it's a battle of the pit stops for these two. This should then allow Phil and Dean to get past somebody, depending on how quick the stops are. At the minute, they're nowhere in sight. DJ Phil is 11 seconds ahead of his teammate, and Dean at the minute,
he's got damage.
It looks like he's got a bit of front left damage, doesn't it? I mean, I know that Bozzy Boy in recent weeks has said that he doesn't feel like Dean is pushing the car as much as he knows Dean is capable of, and he's had a case again tonight here, because, I mean, Dean hasn't shown the pace he's had in practice all week.
Oh, don't know. Oh, DJ Phil's got
track, yeah.
Track limit penalty, so that's the first one of the night. KLF is on his way out of the pits, so he's had a very slow pit stop because BT had damage.
BT's gapped him.
Yeah.
Wow. Pit stop errors on, don't forget, for the Pro-Am, so I wonder if it was a pit stop error for Kelly that's done that one. But Dean Wysocki then up to 6th, DJ Phil up into 5th place. That gap is still 11 seconds between the two teammates, and Daniel Francis trying to hunt down Nicky, and Argent still being hunted by Nicky. So it's all a game here of what are these guys going to do. When do these guys pit as well? Fury has checked out though up front.
Yeah, Fury doing what he normally does and just checking out up the front. So there's not too many battles
no
focus on at the minute. Argent's just slowly pulling away from Nicky now. Nicky might have Daniel Francis on the back of him. I think Argent just ran a little bit wide there, but that might just be his normal line.
Now the question is, as Nicky goes a little bit wide, when do these guys pit in terms of BT Targa and KLF? BT already gaining on the back of Dean Wysocki. Now let's watch this battle then for an overtake for the viewers. 16 people watching, 15 likes at the moment. What are these guys going to do then as they head towards the end of the mid stage of this race? Lap 7 of 15, and BT, look how late on the brakes he is. Gone a little deep, yes, but just look at how much more confidence he's got than Dean, as Dean then turns to go to the left hand side of the track, around the right hander. Now coming up to
should surely just see the Merc fly past down the straight.
Dean there just tapping the brakes mid corner. Oh, that's BT a bit wide. That may be a slowdown there for BT Targa.
Here goes the Merc.
There goes the Merc indeed. Dean not. Oh, is he covering it off? BT had to get out of that one. I don't think BT was aware if Dean was going to do it or not, but is he going to go around the outside of Dean Wysocki here? Right round the outside he goes. Across the curb there, so maybe track limits. Oh, and Dean just tips the back of BT Targa there, and round goes Dean Wysocki. And well, that is not what Dean would have wanted. That allows Kelly through with no dramas. But you have to say there's BT Targa off the track again. You have to say there, Jamie, Dean definitely being caught out, to BT being a bit slow coming back onto the track.
Yeah, so I'm wondering whether that's just damaged.
Oh, Kelly, yeah. Kelly's got past him.
Yeah, that might have just done a little bit of damage. Not the tail or something like that. Because when you get suspension damage or axle damage on the rear, that's very difficult to drive.
Yeah, it is indeed. And if you're BT Targa, that is a shame for him if he has got a bit of damage. And Dean hasn't pitted yet, and this race has gone from bad to worse for Dean Wysocki. Qualified second and has just been pummeled in this race, if you will. He has been stepped on as Nicky then comes into the pits before Argent. Daniel Francis follows Nicky in as well, so that is lap 8 for these two. Now surely after a spin there, Dean's going to come into the pits, provided DJ Phil doesn't. The Wall, good evening guys, go Kelly, says the Wall. Evening to the Wall, fan favourite here at SimPlay Motorsport after his and everybody else's generous donations in the Nürburgring 24-hour. Daniel Francis, good pit stop, and equally a good pit stop from Nicky. Here comes Phil then. Phil should get past them both. Surely Dean's got to come in.
He's a long way back.
Who is commentating with Matt, says the Wall. It's Jamie Brazier, big boy Brazier, who's commentating with me as Dean into the pit lane. The Lagmobile. Min Adam, what a guy. Dean into the pits, and he has struggled in this race.
Yeah, that's the question now. Is he going to get lapped? He might even get lapped by Fury here. Fury's a long way off, but don't say. Dean might have a long pit stop just to sort that damage out. He might just stick some fresh tyres on. He might just go for fastest lap or something.
I don't think he's going to get the 57 of Fury. Argent in the 59s. Isn't it nice to see Argent do well when he's got 4 of the same tyres on his car instead of wets on the rear? Dean coming out the pits. Fury then still yet to pit, and he's coming round towards the pit entrance at this moment as BT now is a second and a half behind KLF. KLF down is 6th. Nicky and Dan have pitted. The top 3 yet to stop. And Fury's not coming in at just this moment in time as he's about to come round to start lap 10. Will Argent come into the pits tonight? Fury will have broke a record. He will have 13 race wins to his name. As Argent then is diving into the pit lane at the end of lap 9. So it will just be Fury and DJ Phil left to pit in this race. DJ Phil up to 3rd, but with a time penalty and still yet to pit. You'd imagine he's going to come out ahead of Dean though.
He'll come out a long way in front of Dean.
Yeah, Dean has not had the night to remember. As here's DJ Phil. Will he get into the pits this lap? Will he decide to pull the trigger? No, he's going to stay one more. As Argent's already on his way out, so I don't even think that McLaren is going to pass Argent. As Argent's coming towards the pit exit, DJ Phil back on the power down the straight now. Lap 10 of 15. Dean a lap down nearly to Fury. And Daniel Francis is gaining on the back of Nicky. So these two have not... In fact, if anything, Argent's gapped these two from the pit stops.
Yeah, so he's... Ooh, how much of a gap has he pulled? So he's pulled about 6 seconds. The gap's out about 6 seconds.
Indeed he has. As that Bozzy boy is home, we're going to get him in the commentary box with us, Jamie. But at the minute, Argent doing a stellar job so far.
Yeah, so he's doing a very good job.
Now I wonder when Fury and Phil are going to pit. That's the big question. Fury then, on a night where he can be a record holder.
Daniel Francis using the Merck's run down in a straight line. He's not getting much closer to Nicky though.
No, he's not. He's trying to, but just not being able to do so at the minute. And I think that for Daniel Francis could just be starting to irritate him as Fury gets himself into the pits then at the end of lap 11. No, lap 10, because we've just started lap 11.
Yeah.
I can't count my laps like yourself, Jamie, at the moment.
Yeah, believe it, we've got that Buzzy boy in the commentary box now.
Evening to Liam, regular commentator on a Wednesday night. Nice of you to finally join us.
Yeah, it's also nice to be finally here.
Oh, Phil, sorry Liam, I'm going to have to cut you off. Phil there, very, very wide. He's not pitted yet. But he's now going to come into the pits. I tell you what, he had a bit of a moment there where he ran so wide and nearly, Jamie, coming to the track in front of KLF, of Nicky and Daniel Francis.
Yeah, so I didn't actually see what happened there, but believe it, it's something to do with DJ Phil.
Yeah, Phil very wide on the track and nearly rejoined in front of these two on screen. Now, Phil in the pits. How long's he in the pits for? How much damage does he have? Dean is a long way back. And Liam, I'll recap what you've missed. Dean qualified second, and by the end of the second lap, he was last.
Oh. It's unfortunate for me. It's... Nah, he could have done something, got some points, but, I mean, 8th. He'll finish 8th, which is not too bad anyway, so he'll still get some form of a point.
He will as well. And just to let you know, Liam, that there's DJ Phil comes out of the pits, that Jamie Brazier may be crying in about 4 laps time as Fury's going to beat his record of race wins in a season.
Well, good of him. Just make sure you get the tissues out ready, Jamie.
I'm already crying because of my internet.
As Daniel Francis then gets closer and closer to Nicky, and can it be a Mercedes top 3? Forever Forward can win the Constructors tonight, and the way it's going, Jamie, you have to say it's looking that way, isn't it?
Yeah, so especially if Daniel Francis can get Nicky, that would just cement it.
That'll be the nail in the coffin. And that'll be all she wrote as we head to Monza next week. Don't forget to tune in live tomorrow night for the Pro Series around Dubai, where the top 5 are still all in for the title. Constructors still firmly on between Shake and Bake and Leachy Legends as well. Can the 2-time champs recover anything going into the last 4 races? Join us Friday night for Watkins Glen, the penultimate round of the GTE Championship before the IndyCar comes soon. Sign-up sheets will be out tomorrow for that. The Clio Cup on the Monday night, and the GT3 sign-up sheet will go out this week as well. In a couple of weeks' time, we'll get a track calendar listed to you guys for you to see next season. As that'll be interesting to see then.
I tell you what, Fury has had an awful lap.
Oh yes, yes, well spotted, Jamie. Kieran, now surely Kieran's not going to say, "Here's a race win." Not when you can break your record.
He's not going to break out something that's big and red, namely a London bus.
Oi, oi! 2 times Pro-Am Constructors Champion. Hard to say a Pro-Am Constructors Champion, because the last time we had a Pro-Am Constructors Champion, MC Motorsport, half of it went up to the Pro and the other half stayed down. And I mean, we've had that this year. Last year with Forever Forward, where Monkey Boy went up. But now we've got Fury in the car, and I tell you what a team these two have been all year.
Yeah, Argent looking around the outside, just outbreaks himself. So I think Fury looks like he's just going to get Fury.
Is he struggling? Is Fury struggling with tyres?
I wonder, because Argent is. I wonder whether Fury had a bit.
Sorry, Jamie. Fury's granddad in the chat. What's your number, Jamie? I'll give you a ring so you don't have to watch. It's Fury then. Go on, sorry, Jamie.
Argent's getting. Oh, what's happened to Daniel Francis?
Oh no, what has happened to Daniel Francis? He's dropped down to 6th. Has he had a big moment then? Because Daniel has lost out a few, 2 places, but has lost a lot of time to Nicky.
Yeah, so he might have had a spin through sector 1 or something like that. Oh, he's.
Yeah, is that the tyres burnt up for Daniel Francis? Is he going to have to redo all his good work he's done in this race? It's not been the weekend for Daniel, you have to admit. He's obviously struggled at times this season, but as of late has got a lot better.
Oh, Fury just kind of moving out of the way there for Argent. Doesn't let him through, but that just kind of looked like an invitation to go up the inside.
Yeah, Fury's been saying for the last couple of weeks that he wants this record of yours, and well, Argent's decided that he's going to turn up and wants a race win. Dean way off the back of DJ Phil, as Argent's a bit wide there, you see.
Argent wants some PayPal money.
Yeah. Old Argy Bargy. 3 seasons in here as BT Targi. You see that bit of damage to the front left. He's trying to get on the back of Kelly here late in this race. It's going to be, I tell you what, the Constructors is going to be 1, and if it finishes like this, it'll be Forever Forward 1-2, Team Prolapse 3-4, and how fitting's that the top couple of teams have been the top couple of teams in the Constructors this season, and you have to say well done to Team Prolapse for all the work they've done. They've been absolutely brilliant.
However, I don't think it's going to end up not like that, because the ET goes up the inside.
Oh, look at Daniel Francis in the background. Looks all over the place in a straight line. Is he carrying a bit of damage? I wonder. But so far, so good.
He might have just tapped the wall or something. It's just giving him a bit of suspension damage.
Oh, someone's put in the chat, Kelly again. So has Kelly and Daniel had another coming together? I'm sure the stewards will be busy with that one tonight. As Argent here then, looking still on the back of Fury, and surely he's not going to let Fury not win this race. You know, I'm pretty sure the Mercs will be quick next week at Monza. It's a very much a Mercedes track. We know how quick Fury is, so he could break the record there, but every race win for Fury from now till next week is extending that chance of someone not beating his record.
Yeah, but say he might.
Oh, Argent's having a look.
Yeah,
8 seconds to Nicky. I tell you what, they're not going to want to take each other out here, because this is going to get a bit dicey between these two if Nicky starts to catch them. But I think Fury's tyres may have gone off here, and I think Argent is willing to pounce but doesn't want to, because he wants Fury to break that record.
Yeah, Argent keeps running like this, so that's just going to keep giving him the slide down.
Oh, Fury on the curb, bit of a wiggle.
I saw him just drop back slightly on that last lap, and then he just gained back up. So I wonder, because I think he'd done the exact same thing.
I think Fury's tyres have gone. Dean is about 16 seconds off the back of DJ Phil. Can he catch him in the laps they've got left? They're on lap 4. They're on lap 13. They're only about to start their 14th lap, as these two are about to come to the end of the 14th lap and start the 15th lap of this race, then the 15th and final lap of round 22. And again, Fury just struggling on the brakes a little bit there, and that allows Argent right up to the rear of Fury's car. But I think Argent's unwilling to get past Fury here. I think Argent is settling for second place to let Fury have that moment.
Yeah, so we'll find out in a lap's time whether Argent's been told to stay behind, or he can go for it.
Yeah, indeed, that is the case. We'll see what Argent will do in this final couple of moments of this race. Then as Dean getting that gap down, it's about 12 seconds now to DJ Phil, so we'll have to see, because them two have still got 2 laps to go, while these two are about to start the final lap of the race. Them two are only on lap 14, so let's see if Dean can do anything in this one. But at the moment, Argent trailing to Fury by a couple of tenths, and he's not getting in the slipstream like he wants to attack his teammate. It just, to me, seems like he's going to let Fury have this one. In the background, there's Nicky, BT Targa, KLF, as Argent again just tiptoeing round turn 1. And you know what? I think this will be a win which Argent won't be bothered about here, because Constructors Champion for a second year in a row with a fantastic teammate that's won the driver's title, and the fact he gets to see his teammate take the most wins in a season, I think Argent will be happy to take second, Jamie.
Yeah, so I think he'll be happy to take second as long. So with them winning the constructors, and I'm pretty sure if it comes to it, then they're in the same situation next week. Fury may move aside,
may return the favour.
May just return the favour and say, go on, have a win.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Then as Argent, then he's having a look. No, backs out to that one. Just make sure he doesn't run into the back of his teammate. And DJ Phil starts lap 15. Then as Dean has had another moment and is now 19 seconds behind his teammate.
They're very, very close to each other there.
Argent's
actually taken the lead.
He's just taken the lead momentarily and tucks it back into second place, and they're just putting on a bit of a show for us at the moment of these two, but they are going to be crowned the tier 2, the Pro-Am Constructors Champions for Season 3, forever forward, back to back, as Fury's wide and Argent's up the inside, and I think Argent will let Fury back in front, who has a bit of a twitch here. I tell you what, he'd have slowed down to let Fury back in front, but then I tell you what, Argent's taking the lead and is defending this from Fury now. And is Argent going to take this race win from Fury at the end? Fury's not going to beat the record. Argent's going to win the race from Fury then, and Fury's going to have to wait till next week to beat the record. I didn't think Argent was going to do that there, but he clearly has.
Argent, send me PayPal details.
Well then, Nicky looks like he's going to be on for the P3 at the moment. Let's jump back to Nicky. He's already crossed the line. So Nicky third, BT Targa is P4. Kelly then looks like he's 5th place in this one. Daniel Francis with damage to the rear, he said in the chat, is P6. Good pace from Daniel tonight, but not the race he'd have wanted to see. DJ, Phil and Dean are so far behind that we have got to wait here for a long time for DJ Phil to come and get 7th and Dean to get P8. And what a dismal night if you are ready, set, go.
Yeah, and say next week's not going to be... Isn't the track that's going to slip their car down to the ground at all.
No, the Norton Dean joked about, that could be a reality.
Yeah. Yeah, say... Unless they can spring a surprise next week, then really their season is more or less over.
Dean's had a huge slide, and that is going to do him no favours as he goes again now and comes round this long left-hander. He's just got a couple of bends to go before the final corner. And Dean here has struggled tonight, but it's going to be this. I think the shock is Argent winning this second race over Fury. He's just joined, so we'll get a word from him in a moment. But Dean Wysocki is going to cross the line to finish P8 and last in. Oh, no, he's not. He's span and he's ploughed into the wall. He's only got 8 seconds to get across the line. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And he does it just as well. But Dean Wysocki then, not the night. And what a shame for Dean then. What a shame for DJ Phil and the McLaren drivers. Fastest lap goes to Fury, so not the clean sweep of 52 points tonight, but either way it is Constructors Championship for Forever Forward Racing. That one is job done. It isn't the record of Jamie Brazier's 12 wins in a season. It's tied, but he's not got it tonight. We are awaiting Nicky to get back in the chat, but while we wait, we'll start with the 2 Forever Forward drivers. Constructors title done. Fury, you've got to wait an extra week for that record.
Damn you, Argent.
Great drive tonight, solid drive, Fury. You've been just mega tonight, I suppose. Nothing else to expect from the Pro-Am champion.
Apart from that last little incident, going wide, and then almost getting a slowdown, so I had to back out of it, and I went through. Which, let's just say there was a few screaming in the party.
I can imagine. Just going to read the chat here. Fury's granddad Z's from Fury's granddad. Like London buses, says Monkey Boy in the chat. Daniel Francis, he's off. Got a set up for next week, says DJ Phil. Still Fury, driver of the day, and well done Forever Forward Racing. As Nicky's in. Nicky, another podium, set to third places. Good night, but the constructors has slipped away from you in the end. Not sure if Nicky's there. So we will jump back to Fury. Fury, cracking night set of points for yourself. Monza next week. Is that where you break the record?
I hope so. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Monza, Merc, doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't, does it? Is now that the constructors is wrapped up? Is it? Oi, Argent, make sure I win one next week. Yeah.
Nah, just don't dive up my inside.
Cracking race tonight, mate. I think you're pretty much going to be everybody's driver of the day. Was that pretty much the perfect night for yourself?
If it was all right compared to just before the season started, when we were doing that testing, that massive testing night. Then I would think I was doing mid 59s is the best I could get. And the season has probably just helped a lot more with my consistency and my pace. So
yeah, obviously going to the Pro next year, that looks like a thing that if you're in the Merc, it could be something to watch and watch you progress through the Pros next year.
Let's just hope so.
Indeed. Well done tonight, Fury. I think you're many people's driver of the day. I don't even think we need a vote on that one. Cracking night from yourself. We'll see you again.
Well done.
We'll see you Friday night for the GTs. We've got Nicky here. Nicky, great set of podiums again for yourself, but the constructors has just slipped away from Team Prolapse. But a good night for you in general.
Yeah, brilliant, eh? Check that out. Wasn't expecting that again, but yeah, it just seemed to start off well. The car felt good tonight, so for once.
Monza next week, 5 Mercs on the grid, 6th place.
It's going to be a Merc washout, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, congrats tonight, mate. Well done on the stellar pace you've had all night, and we look forward to seeing you Friday night and next week.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
Thanks
buddy.
very much.
And we got Argent in, and what can I say? Like London buses, Kieran, you've won 2 constructors championships.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it at the start of the season. Like I say, with Fury dropping down, I was quick to grab him as such. Didn't think he'd be that quick, but obviously won the title nonetheless.
Did you not for one moment think of letting Fury win for that 13th win, or was you not aware of the situation?
Well, I knew the situation. I did say to him about 5 or 6 times, just drive, just go, don't wait for me, just go. And he decided to wait for me and he paid the punishment.
That is your own. That's your 3rd win here at SimPlay. So yourself now up onto 3 wins. Massively done as well. You know, obviously the 2 last year. You said you'd like to win one outright. Do you feel that one's a bit more deserved tonight, or
more 50-50? I'd say I was up there. Obviously, if I didn't have a shot, I think that would have been my pace in race 1. So I would have been up with the podium a lot in race 1 if I didn't have the fat fingers. But yeah, I'd like to say, Fury will back me up on it. If I said to him, just go, don't worry about me, just go, and he decided to play the conservative game, keep his tyres in the window.
I do not recall.
You'd say that now. You'd say it now. But no, obviously, I know he had rear tyre problems with temperatures, and I was having front left temperature issues, but other than that, like I say, I just stuck with him. He made that small mistake on the second to third to last corner, and I went, I'm having that. So I went through.
For yourself as well, that's, like I say, 3rd win, but back-to-back constructors championships for you. Obviously Monkey Boy and yourself last year for Forever Forward, now you and Fury. It's as if you're employing the right drivers. Maybe the team needs looking at in terms of what tyres they put you and Fury on for race 1, but the drivers are being employed. What's the tip for next year? Is there anybody that you're looking at? Because I joked off air with Monkey Boy earlier in the day saying, so is this the case that whoever Kieran teams with is going to win the title? Is there anybody you could tell us that you're in talks with, or what's the situation? Because who people may want to put their money on for next year.
in all completely honest, I'm waiting for the restructure that we keep mentioning in regards to the new people coming in, and obviously people who may drop down to Pro-Am from Pro due to the quicker guys coming in.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got the likes of Rabbit Joe and Liam, who I don't know where they're going to be positioned at this point in time. Daniel Francis hasn't done a bad job in the Merc this season on his own. At times, also he was quite highly placed the last few weeks. But yeah, like I say, I'm keeping my cards close to the chest at the moment in terms of teammate. But like I say, it all depends on this who goes where in terms of the new league or new restructure.
So you heard it here first. Wait till Kieran announces his teammate, then put your money on him to win the driver's title, because that's the way it's gone. That's the way it's gone in the last 2 years. Well done tonight, Kieran. Jamie, final words from yourself?
Yeah, so well done to Fury and Argent wins, and well done to Fred Forward on the constructors title, and bring on tomorrow night.
Bring on tomorrow night the Pro Series round Dubai, rounds 21 and 22. Going into the finale at Monza next week. Championship still on between the top 5. The Constructors still on between Shake and Bake and the Lychee Legends. We're back next week for the Pro-Am at Monza for the finale. Everything's wrapped up, so it's just to see who can do what. Some places still up for grabs, though, going into that one next week. So what can the drivers do in terms of people in the midfield or lower down the order? We'll hopefully have a bit of a better grid. Smithy and NJ will be back next week, provided they're available to race. They will be back as their ban is now lifted. But we'll be back tomorrow night, 8 PM BST for the Pro Series. We'll be back Friday night around Watkins Glen for the penultimate round of the GTEs. A week full of penultimate rounds, and then next week the week of finales, and we'll be back with you tomorrow night. But from all of us here at SimPlay Motorsport, again want to shout out our best wishes towards the Story family, and hope that Jessica Story on her birthday has had as good a day as she can, and wish her the best of recoveries. And we're just obviously want to say that the SimPlay family is all here for Martin and for X-Mart and his family in this difficult time. We wish her all the best wishes and the family. But from all of us here at SimPlay Motorsport, take care. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Good night.
Raced at the 15th and final lap of round 22, and again Fury just struggling on the brakes a little bit there, and that allows Argent right up to the rear of Fury's car. But I think Argent's unwilling to get past Fury here. I think Argent is settling for second. Fury how that moment. Will do in this final couple of moments of this race, and his team getting that gap down. It's about
Just watching back the last lap.
Of course you are.
I did say to you a handful of times, just go, don't worry about me, don't worry about me. You went, no, I'm going to short shoot.
I said we should get a side by side so it would look cool for the first time being on the podium together, I'm pretty sure.
No, we've been on the podium.
Alright,
have.
fine,
A bit of domestics happening
I'm
right
back.
now.
Who's in a domestic?
Further
These
forward.
two.
Oh, terrible. I blame Argent.
Excuse me, Matthew.
Yes,
Where's
Liam.
my any final words, Liam? By the way.
On what? You drive home in Mummy's car?
Whoa,
By the way,
whoa.
just to say, Liam, do you know when you left,
Yes.
Jamie disconnected with lag?
Did he actually?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I brought all the luck, Jamie. This is why he doesn't disconnect on a Thursday, because I'm his teammate at the minute.
Oh yeah, what happened last week? Didn't you both disconnect?
Yeah.
I
Only
blame
race
your
one.
fucking
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
race
I blame your Wi-Fi, Matt.
Not my Wi-Fi, mate.
Nah, I blame Laguna Seca.
Well, commiserations, Fury. You'll have to go next week for that record, mate.
Jamie,
Terrible.
just make sure you're there to watch it say.